Welcome to the Imagine Not Being Leeds.
Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Hey up, everyone. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds, and welcome back to the show where me, AG and Bossnass chat about all things Leeds. It is, of course, everyone's best Friday night Leeds show, Late Night Leeds. Let's go. Now then, welcome back to Late Night Leeds, everybody. AG, how the devil are you?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. Yeah, yourself?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. Very, very good. How are you doing, Bossnass?
I'm doing well, mate. How are you?
I am. As I said,
It's still all right.
very good. Very, very good. I'm now.
Had a bad 2 seconds.
I'm doing all right. I won't lie. I've had a bit of a rough week, but it's Friday. I've got weekend off. Looking forward to Derby on Sunday with a little lad, and obviously Late Night Leeds always cheers me up, boys. Always. So before we get into it, we'll get into comments. But before we do that, just want to bring up yesterday, the day before, was it? We lost a legend at Leeds United. Really sad to hear the passing of Terry Yorath. Died age 76. Big shock when one of our legends goes. Never nice. I seen Gabby Logan, obviously his daughter, come off of match of the day, so I knew something was happening. But yeah, 141 games for Leeds from 1967 to 76, scoring 10 goals. And yeah, may rest in peace, boys. Just had to touch on that before we get into the nuts and bolts of the show, as always. Let's see who's in the chat. Seth's in. Hey up, Seth. Joseph, as always, says, boys, how we doing, lads? Cheers, Adam Toes. I'm good. Hope you're good. Tony, evening, everybody. Good evening. Bill, Bossnass's best day. How are you doing, Bill? Hope you're good. Good evening, guys. Cheers, Sebastian. Yeah, please smash a like. We'd love you to do so. Angela, hope you're good. Dave, hey up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go from Friday night fun. Evening, Ryan. Brett, the Sunderland fan. Evening, Matty and Co. By the way, don't know what's disappoints me more: Sunderland's penalty miss or Leeds letting the Mags off the hook. Yeah,
the penalty miss.
Penalty miss. Oh my word!
That's funny.
Shocking.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I've been getting into word about that one, don't you, Woody? Evening, Matty, AG Bossnass, my favourite show of the week. Please press like for the boys. Cheers, pal. Thank you. All binoculars out. It is gangrene. Toz, I'll get through them as always. Cheers, Pete. Right then, guys, let's get into it. Nice little opener for the show. These two lads don't really like it. I think it's a little bit, we're not too sure, but it is what it is. It's too good to shit. Yeah. First one, Brendan Aronson's current form. 3 goals, 1 assist in his last 4 games. Aronson's bossing it currently. West Ham struggling. 2-1 loss to Forest. 8-point gap we have over West Ham. Brilliant. What's not to love about that? And this one's stat-based. 2 shit ones for this week. We are the latest goal in the Premier League history. 90 plus 12. Obviously, we have to hold those sort of records. What?
Sorry. Just laughing.
Just laughing. Yep. We have to hold these horrible records as Leeds United fans, don't we? So that's one of them. And the second one, only side to lead 3 times and still lose since Leeds did it in 2022 against Spurs. So that is this week's 2 good, 2 shit. That's all it was, boys. Just nice and simple. Those 2 stats, those 2 at the end really annoy me. Why do we have to hold those horrible, horrible stats as a club? The latest goal ever in Premier League history and the only side ever to score 3, to go in front 3 times and still lose, and both times it's happened with both of us. Why?
That was at Spurs, wasn't it? That game.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's why when
game.
Melia got chucked in the net.
Yeah. Went in front 3 times in that one. Did Rodrigo score? I think in that game as well. Rodrigo, I think Paddy Matt scored as well. Is that when we had McKennie and all them players? It was, wasn't it?
No, I don't think
so. What a player, by the way. What a player. What a player.
No, not for Leeds, you want, mate. Not for Leeds.
McSauce, McBaller.
Honestly, Bossnass, has he ever been good though? Are you being
Yeah,
serious?
Mate, he's flying for Juventus this year.
Is he actually?
Yeah, mate. Honestly, assists, goals, Champions League goals, you name it.
Never. Same guy, McKennie. Western McKennie sauce. I'm gobsmacked
Yeah, man.
by that, mate. Gobsmacked by that. Right, then, boys. I don't know if you've can even remember what goals were scored. But I'll send it to AG before we come on. What goals were scored where? It's been a bit of a hazy week, but let's see how good our memory bank is. And let's do a quick review. Be a quicker one than the Newcastle one, but a quick review of the Scum game. Right then, AG, I want to come straight to you for this one. Scum game. Ampadu were out, Big Miss, Bogle were out, Rodon were out. I'm actually having a quick glance down now to see what lineup were because I honestly cannot know. Yeah, Perry in net, Bornau, Biol, Strauch as a back three. We had Justin Goodmanson, Aronson, Stack, Gruev, Calvert-Lewin and Okafor. So, yeah, no captain in this one. How did you feel we got on against Scum?
I thought we were. I think for me before it, like we all discussed last Friday, I think we were favourites, and I didn't think we were very good. I think they played through the middle of us a lot. I thought we were a bit weak. It's a bit silly. I know we're a promoted side. They've been Premier League. They're them. Whatever. But I just think they were there for the taking, and I think we gave them too much space. Not enough. We didn't get into them enough, and when we went and won up, all we had to do is hold that lead for 5-10 minutes and sort of set it back down. The crowd can get into it, etc. But conceding so quickly after, Perry mistake, no doubt about it. He would just stay. I think just stay on the line or come right out. Don't do nothing, which is basically exactly what he did. He took himself out of the equation by what he did, which is really frustrating. But yeah, I mean, it was the symptom of them playing through the middle of us though. Xerxes turned and no one's even near him. And I think that happened a lot. And I don't think the formation was quite right. I think putting the two in there with Aronson and Okafor ahead of them, I don't think that quite worked for us. And I think they played for us far too easily and had far too much space. I think if we went with the same, really absurdly, the Newcastle team looks a lot less attacking. But I think we had gone for that team against Man. I know there's a few changes to Ampadu and Rodon, whatever. But those profiles of players, I think we would have beaten Man United.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a weird one. We spoke last week about the atmosphere. You know, half 12 kickoffs, Ellen Road. It's renowned as Ellen Road, as we know, for being raucous and being a tough place to go, and we go up for it. But half 12 kickoffs, and it's obviously quite a bit of a lull, you know, in terms of the noise and the energy of their fans. But I thought Scum, Bossnass would be the game where we all sort of peaked at the same time. And I won't lie, the atmosphere were okay. You know, brilliant when we scored, but it wasn't what it was against Chelsea 8 o'clock at night, you know, when we played that game. And it just felt a little bit flat. It felt like a game too far, which until we played Newcastle, you know, I don't even think about the energy levels. I just think maybe the personnel maybe weren't right, the tactics weren't right for that, or maybe just, you know, I actually think Scum played better than they have been doing, if I'm honest. I think Scum sort of raised the levels, and because obviously when we got to Newcastle, which we'll get on to later, Bossnass, you know, the levels were there, the energy levels were there, you know, but we didn't look like it all. I think we looked brilliant. So the Scum game, I just think they raised their game a little bit more than we did for me. And I think Cunha was standout. I thought Cunha was the best player on pitch, and we struggled at times to deal with Cunha.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we did single out Cunha as somebody that possibly could have a good game when we was looking to the forward to the game. But yeah, I'm a bit, probably a little bit easier pleased than you two when it comes to this game, because look, I think, you know, Bruno Amorim, you know, even though he's not there now, I think he had quite clever tactics in that game, in the sense of they wasn't gonna press us intensely. They was gonna stand off just a little bit, not to give us loads of time, but just so that the game was in front of them, so they could see what was in front of them and then just react. Like, not force the issue, but give themselves enough time to see what the move potentially might be, where we was going with the ball, and just react to it. And they've got the players to do that. So I thought that was quite clever tactics.
Yeah, you're right.
That were best when we're being tightly pressed and we kind of wiggle free and boom, we're on it. Pass down the side, whatever. He didn't allow us to do that, and I think that was a definite tactic from him, and I thought that was quite a clever thing to do. But yeah, I didn't think we were bad. I think it was a weird game in the sense that that's what was happening. Like, I think we was a bit like that as well. We didn't really full press them just in case we was going to also get caught. So it was a bit cautious from both sides. I thought Aronson's finish again set him off on what happened next to that. But yeah, great finish from DCL. Unlucky that header. For all my money, I was thinking that was going to hit the back of the net when he has that header.
Yeah.
But yeah, the keeper. It was the okey-dokey, man. You either come in or you go. Because what he does is he comes halfway and then goes, "I'm not going to get there."
Yeah, gives him so much a goal to aim for as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like you either commit to it and just carry on going. So he either panics or you do manage to narrow that angle, or you stay on your line and make him do something amazing. Find that top bin with power. Ends up just rolling over the line. And yeah, it's a poor decision. Well, it's just indecision. I was going to say it's a poor decision. It wasn't that. It was indecision.
Yeah,
He's not committing to what he'd started to do. We've got to be brave. You've got to be brave in those instances. So yeah, not the best goal to concede, but
it was weird, wasn't it, Bossnass? I mean, you'd have took a point before the game. I know we all thought it was the best chance we probably had in a long time to beat Scum. They ain't the Scum of old, and we've been doing bits on this current run, so we all were fairly confident. But obviously, getting a point, say at Brentford, at Sunderland, when you come from a goal behind, you take that and you're buzzing. It feels like a win, depending how you score. But to go 1-0 up in second half, I think it would I'd say a bit of a mistake from their young centre half, Heaven. I felt like he had it, and then Aronson just coasted in front of him and gets it. It shows a lack of physicality, really, to really put it on Aronson, who is fairly soft in the duels from time to time, especially against centre halves. But he just coasted in front of him and puts it away. At that moment, the roof come off. It was unbelievable. I didn't see us, conceding that game, to be fair, at that point. Obviously, I did, like I said earlier, I thought Cunha were outstanding, and the biggest sort of bugbear for me at the minute, and it happened obviously at Newcastle, it happened against Scum, but it's happened various times this season. Away at Forest, it happened as well. There's been a few occasions where we've scored a goal and only been in front, a matter of a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. And that lapse of concentration at the start of halves, at the end of halves, when we've scored a goal, it's getting. I'm getting a bit bored of it now. To have that pure elation, that moment of joy of scoring against Scum. I mean, anyone's seen my reaction. I'm sure you both have. I went absolutely ballistic. By the time I just calmed down, the ball's in the back of our net, and that has to change. That has to change. We can't keep doing this. You're just hamstringing yourself all the time, Bossnass.
Yeah, it's that old cliche, isn't it? You're most vulnerable when you just scored, and we are genuinely at our most vulnerable when we just scored. I'm not going to jump into the Newcastle game, but I'll talk about this when we get into that. But we are genuinely quite vulnerable when we score, and you just want them to have. I think it's a little bit that this team still has a bit of maturing to do in the Premier League. We're seeing a lot of advancement in the way that we're playing. We're seeing that players are becoming more comfortable playing passes without having to take 1, 2, 3 touches, just kind of knowing where the player is going to be. So that's working on the training pitch. But there is aspects of maturity that need to further develop in this team, and we need the leaders to stand up and switch on. So, you see managers do on the sideline when they're like this, switch on. We just need somebody to grab that team by the scruff of the neck and just communicate themselves through the next 5-10 minutes. Even if you do make the game a bit scrappy, just to avoid that goal quickly after scoring. If you want to make it scrappy and just lump a few balls and kick a few balls into row Z, as long as it's in their area of the pitch and you get your shape back, I've got nothing against that. But they've got to find a way to stop this from happening.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Giving them a way of getting through it, because the whole looking over. If I'm playing football and just score, the manager goes switch on. I go, oh yeah, of course. I'd fallen asleep. Cheers, mate. I will now switch on. It's just not a thing, is it? You're either switched on or you're not. So. Manager saying it doesn't really make any odds. I think you've got to go, okay, once we score, this is what we're going to do. Either we ping into a corner, get us, whether it's play territory, play possession, play something, do something. And it's only happened, it's happened a few times now, because it happened against Newcastle, didn't it, as well? But going back one, Bossnass, when you said about Amorim, the setup, actually, I think, it's a really good point, because we do lack a little bit of idea. I think Fark sometimes fighting his own urges and the way he wants us to play. The two up front worked quite well for a little while when it's the Metro and DCL. We haven't seen that again since the Metro's been back fit. He hasn't even tried it. Aaronson's coming to the team, done very well. So it's like, okay, so you need to find a way to get Aaronson in the team. Aaronson and Demetrio probably can't be in the same team. That's a bit of a problem because he doesn't want to play a 3-4-1-2.
No.
So yeah, I think against Man United when they're sat off, you can go direct, but no one's near DCL. And Okor and Aaronson are not second ball players. They're not aggressive enough. They won't put their body in where it might hurt them. I don't think either of them fancy that particularly, either of them. So then you got a bit of a problem with that, or you play, or you use your slow build up, and our slow build up isn't about building up and going forward. It's about keeping the ball. It always is. So that's why you see every time we are doing slow build up, we pass it back to Perry every third, fourth pass. That's not build up. That's just keeping the ball for keeping the ball's sake. So you're not trying to, because build up should result in some sort of build up and building up and going forward and doing something. That's not what we do. So I think we're a little bit stuck in that identification, that idea of our team. We're still trying to find that. Newcastle played in their hands a little bit because but Newcastle played the way they played, direct very quickly. I know we'll get into that, but I think that played into hands because that's what we've bought. We bought direct physical players, and we can match that, and that's what we showed in that game. Whereas someone sitting off a little bit, I'm not quite sure we still know what to do because we're still a little bit scared to go direct. We're not picking the right team, and we can't build up through them.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Obviously, in terms of personnel missing in that game, we're worried to see Jayden Bogle obviously wasn't in the squad after thinking he may come back. Obviously, we knew he didn't come back for Newcastle either. But having no Bogle, Rodon, and Ampadu, if you were to select 3 players you wouldn't want to miss, they'd probably be right up there. As you'd at least pick 2 of them, wouldn't you, out of the 3, if not all 3. I think Justin's come in and done a decent job at right back. I think he's played a lot of games now after not playing in a short space of time, after not being favoured much. Now obviously didn't play against Newcastle, but plays Liverpool, plays in this game against Scum. And all of a sudden, you've got a couple of players there who are on the fringes. I know there's talk today that Bornau isn't happy, which I'm sure he hasn't been happy, and probably knows when Rodon comes back, he won't be featuring, as it proved at Newcastle. But it's been nice to see some of these fringe players get thrown into big games. They haven't just come in for a derby at the weekend, and which of the games these players will be expecting to play, lads. It's been great to have some troops missing at that calibre, but have the fringe players come in and actually look fairly worthy of the shirt. I would suggest. I think Bornau's looked good in both games. I think Justin's looked brilliant, as I expected. Without the output of a Bogle going forward, I think Justin's looked tidy at back. He almost got a goal against Newcastle. Just sort of wanted to ask you two about them 2 players in particular. Have you been happy with how they've looked? Or am I reading a bit too much into it?
Justin, I think, has been really good. I think he's made some crucial blocks at crucial moments. Don't mind putting his body on the line. I think he doesn't really have that upper level speed. He doesn't really have the attacking threat of Bogle, but defensively, I'd say he's probably better than Bogle. That might go down.
I agree.
Well, I think he does have offer more. So I think he does have a, not even just a backup role anymore. It's like I think it's going to be a horses for courses role when it comes to Justin now, because I think he if tactically would be a better fit for some games. But yeah, Bornau, I want to know what's going on in the off season, because what are we telling these players when they come in? They're obviously going to ask, what's my role in this squad? What can I expect when it comes to minutes? How do you see me fitting into your team? What's your vision for how I play within Leeds United? And for me, if he's that unhappy, well, they haven't been told that he's a low level rotation player, or he's there to fill the ranks. What have we told him? And if we did tell him that it'd be a case of prove it, and you might not get many minutes, and it's going to be a rotational, but not very often, then he doesn't really have a right to be that upset. So
if he's been told, lads, he's back up to Rodon, then he'll have expected no minutes, because up until this injury, Rodon's played 100 odd consecutive games. Yeah, and you don't rotate your centre halves, do you? Really? So if that's the role he came in for, he's probably had about the minutes he should have had, really.
Yeah, well, then he should have no issues with what's going on then. But as far as the minutes he's played, I thought when he came in, he would stand out like a sore thumb. I thought he would be horrific in the sense that I thought he was going to get targeted. I thought he was just going to have the ball whipped around him, because I didn't really rate his speed or his positioning or his the way his body angles, the way he plays football, really, from what I saw at Sheffield Wednesday. But he's come in and he's actually he's actually not done a bad job. He's served a purpose. Now, if you do have a player like that in a squad that's not on much money and he's happy to be mainly a bench warmer and just come on when needed, then I'd be happy for him to stay, definitely, because I think he does fit that role quite well. But if he's thinking he's gonna be able to have a couple of performances like that and then start arguing to get more minutes over better players, then it's just not going to happen.
When Bornau was bought, he must have been told we've got Stroud Road on. We played 2 centre backs at that stage as well, and we're going to buy another one. So he can't be surprised not getting minutes. He might just be news. He might be fine, but he's done okay since he's come in. Someone just said Priestley would have saved the one at the end of the Newcastle game, and that made me think: was the save against Jer's header a better save than it would have been saving Harvey Barnes' shot at the end?
Yeah, it would have been. It actually would have been. But it
was a harder save, wasn't it, than Harvey Barnes' shot? Yeah,
it was. But yeah, just to sort of wrap up on Scum, then would have took a point before game. It weren't the best of games, but with the personnel missing, I think on both sides probably happy to come out with a point. Boys, would you agree?
Yes and no. I quite liked some Bijol saying we should have won that game of football. Actually, I quite liked a lot of our players saying that.
A lot of teams we've played recently, mate. We've all said that. Brentford were there to be taken advantage of. So was Sunderland. So was Scum. You've looked at them and they haven't been the best versions of themselves. But we weren't quite the best versions of ourselves. Hence why we didn't get the 3 points, I suppose.
Absolutely,
it kind of felt that way. It kind of felt that way because it kind of felt like both teams were playing not that it was not to lose, but our team was overcommitting at the same time as well.
Absolutely. It was a little bit risk averse. It's same against Brentford away. It was a bit risk averse to the last few minutes. I think
fair to say one of his worst games, Adam, on this good run, Scum?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's our worst. I think it's our worst game. It's our worst game because I think we played a very average football inside. And if we played to anywhere near the levels we've shown in a few games before, we would have won that game of football.
Yeah, just to sort of end it, because I just want to get your opinions. I know he scored 2 yesterday or the day before. Tesco, whatever you want to call them. When you compare it to DCL this season, the money they spent, what we spent. That Tesco at Ellen Road looked awful, mate. He looked awful.
They was genuinely looking at DCL, but they put it out in social media and stuff like that, and the backlash from the Man United fans put them off it. There's numerous journalists that have come out and said that it was the fan reaction, so they could. Do you know what I mean? So they can blame themselves.
Yeah, it's funny because I bet at the end of the season they'd be happy if they bought him for 35-40 million off Leeds.
Yeah,
I bet they'd be quite content with that.
There'll probably rumours that they're coming in for that sort of bid for him, mate. It wouldn't surprise me. Stuff like that.
I mean, if he scores 15 goals, I think there'll be a lot of interest in him because again, he leads the line so well. He does all the. If he's scoring goals, assisting now as well, and he leads the line so well. He's a quite complete forward, to be fair to him.
Yeah, I agree, mate. It's
very good lately.
It's been brilliant. Right then, guys, 113 people watching, 42 likes. Get us a like slapped on, please. I've got a little bit of rejigging to do now. I've got quite a lot to do tonight. We're gonna move on now to everyone's favourite part of the proceedings. It is defeat the ladder. I mean, quick enough to change it for everyone. I know before people start getting it. Right. So bear with me, folks.
Which is everyone's seamless.
Seamless, right? So we're bringing in the main guy, Mr. Priestley. Hey, up, Priestley. That is sexy, that, isn't it? I'm gonna do that.
Nice bit of retro tonight.
Exactly. You look splendid, man. How are you doing, Priestley?
Yeah, good. Just like to touch on a couple of things that I've heard while waiting.
Yeah.
1, yes, I would have saved that shot from Harvey Barnes. And 2, I would have also scored that header that Sesko missed against us.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it, mate. Yeah, buzzing your ear. I'm not buzzing that you've had too much of a hand in this quiz, Larky, because your questions are going to be well hard. He's going to do. Let's be fair, boys. He's going to give us questions that only Priestley can answer.
Yeah,
that's
the problem.
I've dumbed it down for you, lads.
Thank you.
Look at that, Mike. Cheers, Mike. Good lad. He'll be buzzing with that. AG, everyone big up AG. Look at this layout. I've had to get the boxes right, so give me a little bit of credit. But look at that design by AG. Absolutely class. Retro for retro. Nice shirt, Priestley. Well, there you go, Mr. Ely as well. A lot of love in the chat for you tonight, AG. A lot of love. Right then, Priestley. Are you ready to go with this quiz, pal?
Do you need?
Yeah,
Do you need to? Hang on, mate. Do you need to explain the quiz for any newbies?
You do. You can.
Oh, no, but all right, Bossnass can then.
All right, guys. Right, beat the ladder. It's a very simple quiz. It's 10 questions. You cannot get 2 questions in a row wrong, otherwise you fail the ladder. You have been defeated. You also must get question 10 correct to defeat the ladder. It's that simple. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. And before we start, just a nice little background music, like you did in doctor surgery. There we go.
My head's like my head, brain boys. It's like a sponge, so do not expect much help from me whatsoever. I can't remember what I had last night.
We were not. Do not worry.
What I've basically done is I've written 10 questions down. I've got my easiest question. I've got the hardest question, and then just a smattering in between.
Smatter us.
Question 1.
Come on, boy.
Since it's the FA Cup weekend,
Oh no.
which of these teams have we never played in an FA Cup final?
What?
Which of these? It's multiple choice. Don't worry. Which of these 4 teams have we not played in an FA Cup final?
Right.
Is it A, Arsenal, B, Liverpool, C, Man City, or D, Chelsea?
In a final?
In an FA Cup final.
What was B? Sorry, I froze. What was B?
We played Chelsea, haven't we?
So it's Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, or Chelsea.
I'd say City.
I'll be honest, lads. If you're struggling with this, I don't hold that much off.
Do you know what? You know what it is?
We are.
AG, do you know this?
I do not.
I'd say it's Man City.
I was thinking along the lines of Liverpool.
Well, do you know what I was thinking? Arsenal.
I think it's Man City, boys. I thought it as soon as he said it.
I think we have to go. I think we have. Hey, Priestley, do we have any lifelines in this? I know we can't give you a ring this week, but
I mean,
we have a 50-50 at some point.
I was toying with giving you a 50-50 or maybe ask the chat.
I don't think we'll
use it this early.
No.
I'm going to lock it in
Let's
City.
go, Matty.
Lock it in City.
The correct answer is Man City.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yay!
That's disappointing, is that, lads?
Hold on. There we go. Hey.
Right.
That's disappointing. We got it right. What's up with you?
So what we're doing basically is, if in doubt, go with Matty's answer, and I think that's the best strategy.
Mate, I've done that for weeks.
Everybody smash a like on the video, on the stream, please. 60 likes, 117 watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. So, continuing with another easy one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, this is the thing. I think these are easy.
Yeah.
Everyone said City, to be fair.
Apart from me. And
I'll give you multiple choice on this one as well.
Go on, lad.
What is Leeds United's record winning score?
Oh, why do I feel like we've had this before, boys, and I can't remember it?
Yeah, we have.
Hold on.
This was...
Are you giving us multiple choice, Priestley?
Yep. Is it A, 7-0, B, 8-0, C, 9-0, or D, 10-0?
I'm sure
it was 10.
It was 10.
Yeah, boys.
It was 10.
Come on, say those magic words. Are we locking it in, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
locked
locked
in.
in.
10.
The answer is D, 10-0.
Come
For a
on.
bonus point, can anybody tell me who it was against?
Was it against some European team?
Yes.
Oh.
It was. It begins with an F.
No.
Who was it? Oh, you could guess it still.
It's like, no.
Don't know. No idea.
SK Lynn Oslo.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not getting that, mate.
Tip of my tongue.
We beat them 16-0 on aggregate.
Oof. Good days. Good days. Yeah, look at that. Duncan, 10-0, Oslo in 1969. Ah, you Priestley in disguise. Ah, you Priestley in disguise.
Yeah, I've got another phone just off the side of me.
Burner phone. Win Oslo.
Okay, then. Number 3.
Go, boys.
Joe Pirro scored 4 goals against Stoke last season.
True.
Can you name any of the other 4 Leeds players that have scored 4 goals against the team this century?
This century.
And there are 4 players.
This century.
This century?
Yeah.
McCormack
since
must
2000,
have
basically.
done.
Sorry,
McCormack.
I should've said since 2000.
Viduka?
Yeah, Viduka, yeah.
I was gonna
McCormack.
say, yeah.
Yeah, Viduka. Lock it in.
Viduka,
Oh, just one answer.
Yeah,
So we need.
Just
Do
one.
you know what? That's annoying because I went, and then I doubted myself because it's live on TV.
I went Viduka, then thought, what's a century again?
The other 4 players were Viduka, McCormack, Smith, and Dean.
Yeah, we're going through now.
Why didn't you just say in the last 30 years then?
Did Hasselbank not get one? No.
No.
Who were it again, pal?
Viduka, McCormack, Smith, and Dean.
Yeah.
Hasselbank didn't play for us in this century, did he?
Who?
Hasselbank, no.
No, he left in '99.
Smith got 4 in one.
Yeah, he scored all 4 goals in a 4-1 win against Papawell.
Oh, I thought you said how many Leeds players scored 4 in a century. So I was thinking it could be as far as 100 years back.
No, to be fair, that's my fault for wording it wrong.
I don't think you did word it wrong. I think they just got it wrong.
I had a moment, boys, when I was sat there going, how many years is a decade? How many years is a century? So don't worry about your fucking thought process. Mine were fucked, lads. I didn't go back to school, mate.
You were doing maths.
Shocking. Funny. Come on then, Priestley.
Anyway.
Question number 4. Yeah, this is easier than I thought, Priestley.
Oh, you might regret that in about 5 minutes. Question number 4. Leeds have a near perfect record under Daniel Farke when playing under the lights at Ellen Road. Who were the opponents of the only game we have failed to win?
Oh, under the lights?
So night games, basically. We've played 20.
Hey, this is for you, man. You've been
we have drawn 1.
So when it was Dickie Dark, I've only walked out of that stadium not winning once.
No.
Right, so...
We've played 20 night games under Farke.
Yep.
We've won 19 of them, drawn 1.
None of them are this season, I don't think, boys.
At Ellen Road.
At Ellen Road. I've got in my head... I think I remember Blackburn being shit, but that was Fruit Day. I think QPR were a night game. I think we drew that. There were Millwall, which I remember that was a day game, a cup game. In my head, I've got QPR, but I could Swansea. That was a day game. That pissed me off. Everyone knows mine and Priestley's reaction to that one. I think it was QPR, boys, but I could be wrong.
No idea.
I might be wrong with that because I've also QPR with the Batters 4-0 at their place, didn't they? And that was out, but that was at their place. I'm sure we drew against QPR.
The only thing that's coming, only game that's coming into my head, and it's probably 100% wrong. So please don't take.
Do you know last season, Bossnass, the Burnley.
Burnley.
That night time or that day.
That's what I'm thinking.
That was lunchtime game, wasn't it?
Well, it might have been.
That's lunchtime game where Joseph run through.
No, that's the only thing that I've got in my head is Burnley.
Yeah, it was a daytime game.
Again, like Adam says, it was probably in the daytime, so it's probably wrong.
In my head, I think we drew against QPR when it was dark. I think. I could be wrong with that.
I don't remember that. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember.
Do you want me to give you multiple choice because it's still in the first half of the questions?
Well, no, because we got the last one right. We got the last one right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, lock it in QPR, Priestley. Lock it in QPR. Lock it in.
Has the music stopped, mate?
Yeah.
Shit, hasn't it? That loop didn't work very well, did it?
No, it's not looping.
There we go. Back on that way. There we go. Priestley.
QPR
Yep.
Is incorrect.
Oh.
It was a 0-0 draw against Sunderland.
Oh, it was.
It was. Yeah, it's all right saying that now. You've got it wrong.
I'll be honest with you. I still don't remember it.
No idea.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
We should have had a penalty late on for a blatant handball.
Oh, anyone get that right in chat? Oh, that's brutal, is that? Gutted. Yeah, QPR, Burnley, loads of Millwall, no Swansea. I don't think anyone got. No one got it, mate. I don't think, did they?
Yeah, that's a tough one, that.
It's a toughie, that.
That's weird because I saw that stat everywhere after we beat Palace.
Yeah, the problem is, boys, Priestley sees that as an easy question, so I think we're in for some trouble here.
I thought it was easy because the stat was everywhere after we beat Palace.
I thought it was easy because it's happened the last couple of years and I was there. But yeah, forget a 0-0 quite easily, don't you? Oh, well, boys. Moving on, Priestley.
Right.
Next one's crucial, boys. Let's hope it's not one of his hard ones.
Oh, they're all hard from here. Don't worry about that.
We've got a 50-50, which means we need to use it properly.
Yeah, we do.
Speaking of 50-50,
Yep.
which player scored more goals for Leeds? Beckford or Becchio?
Is this a trick question?
I don't do trick questions.
I think it's Beckford.
The way you've done it, I bet you it's closer than a lot of people think, because I know what you're like.
Do you want to know how close it is?
Yes.
Yes.
2 goals.
Oh, you don't know.
One scored 88, one scored 86.
What, so, lads, heads together now. Who played the most games for Leeds? Was it Becchio? Did Becchio come a little bit before?
He's one of my favourite players of all time, is Becchio.
I don't think Becchio scored more than Beckford, though, pal.
I don't, but you know what I mean? I thought Beckford would have got 10, 15 goals more than Becchio.
Yeah.
It's two.
Yeah,
Exactly. You can't say, "Oh, don't score more." It's 2 goals, isn't it? I think. How did you word the question, Priestley? Did you say Becco first?
Who scored more goals for Leeds? Beckford or Becchio?
Okay, then I think it's Beckford.
If we get this wrong, Ralph,
Based on
I also think it's Beckford.
Should we ask for our 50-50?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Just give us an answer. We're going to go Beckford, but it's going to be end of quiz. Got a feeling I've got to go Beckford.
Are you sure you don't want to ask the chat?
I think you're suggesting we should. I think it's Becchio from that then.
Can we get another clue? Another clue, Priestley.
Their surname begins with B.
Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
There's no point looking at chat. It only says 2 fucking names.
We're gonna have to lock something in, boys. This is getting embarrassing. I think it, because it's Priestley, it'll end up being Becchio, and everyone will go no chance.
Right, we'll go Becchio then.
I'm saying
I think it's Beckford.
I'm saying Beckford.
Yeah, Beckford. Lock it in. Jermaine Beckford.
Jermaine Beckford scored 86 goals for Leeds United.
It's a good job Becchio scored 84.
Becchio scored 88.
Oh my god! Oh, you horrible person! No, will someone quickly go to Wikipedia and edit that out? What a
I didn't get it off
joke!
Wikipedia, so it'd be pointless.
What a joke! What's chat saying? Beckford, Becchio, Beckford. Yeah, mate. Everyone said Beckford. I think you're wrong, Priestley. No.
Look it up.
Great idea. This
the problem is, if it was me doing this quiz, there'd be all hell going on. Everybody would be like,
absolutely wounded.
I'll be honest. I wrote 9 questions down yesterday. That was the last question I wrote down tonight, and I verified it 3 times.
Absolutely wounded with that. I can't lie. What question was that? 5, 6?
5, yeah.
Should we complete the quiz?
Do you want the rest of the questions?
Play individually.
Yep, we'll do that. We'll go with that. Let's rattle through them then.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let me see where we're at.
Wounded with that.
Play individually?
Yeah.
I'll be no good at this.
Good.
First answer only. Straight in there.
Hang on. That's not the rules.
Nah, it is. It's right.
Oh, okay.
Go on, Priestley, lad.
But Brendan Aronson became the latest player to be added to the list of first goal scorer of the year after his goal against them lot. Which of these players doesn't appear on that list?
I don't understand the question. I'm being thick.
So Brendan Aronson scored the first goal of the year.
Not season, year.
All right, okay.
Of the year, the calendar year.
After Christmas.
Right, this is since the turn of the century, so the last 26 years. Which of these players isn't on the list? Is it Mark Viduka, Eric Bakker, Alan Smith, or Gaetano Berardi?
Alan Smith.
Alan Smith.
I'm going to go for a weird one here. I think it might be Berardi. I remember Berardi scoring an FA Cup fixture away from home, and we're playing an FA Cup. I've just got a feeling maybe we.
Why would
No,
you
but
think
it's who
Berardi
hasn't
then?
scored?
Who hasn't
Who's not on the
scored?
list? Who's
Who's
not
not-
on
Yeah,
the list?
who's not on the list?
Oh, well, I think Berardi is the obvious one that isn't on it, but I think he's on the list. Who do you think it is, boys?
Smith.
So you think Berardi's on the list, so therefore you're giving me an incorrect answer.
Can I
That's what he's doing.
Oh.
give you my thinking? I'll give you my thinking.
Fucking
Is
hell.
that it's gonna be one of the names on the list that isn't obvious.
Yeah.
So like you'd think Smith and Viduka have definitely done it. So I think it'll be one of them.
It's Smith. Smith. We're playing individually. Don't try and help him. He's giving incorrect answers on purpose.
I'm saying Smith.
Oh,
Well, I'm
we're all
saying-
Smith then. We're all Smith.
I'm saying Berardi just because why not?
Okay.
Even though
So,
I think he did.
Adam's gone Smith. Matty's gone Berardi. Bossnass has gone Smith.
Yeah.
Well, two of you are correct.
Oh, it's two.
I'm the size of two. Can I have it as well, please?
Berardi did in fact score in the FA Cup. I think it was against Newport.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it was.
1-0. Here we go.
Go on,
Right.
Mr. Priestley. Question
In
number
2003, Mark Viduka scored a goal that definitely wasn't offside to beat Arsenal 3-2 and keep Leeds in the Premier League.
Hell of a game.
Who got the assist?
Oh, God.
Don Matteo. Don Matteo.
Oh, he's right. Yeah, Don Matteo. No,
Come
not-
on, boyos.
I'm going
I'll
to
be
say
honest.
that's a goal we've all watched thousands of times.
I was there.
Yeah, I knew that.
Don't
as
matter.
well.
I bet you were in Arsenal end though, weren't you? Yeah.
Oh, no,
will
actually,
have been.
I was in the Leeds end, actually. My dad, an Arsenal season ticket holder, was in the Leeds end too.
Don Matteo.
I'll represent for all the people out there that don't have photographic memories. I would have just said Ian Hart.
Bossnass is representing for all those that have slept since then, lad. He slept since then.
1-1-1.
1-1-1.
Question
Let's
number
go.
Right, so these three are quite tough now.
7. That's all right. Easy for me.
What is the age gap between the youngest and oldest players to play for Leeds?
What, in
And I'll give
history?
you a bonus point if you can name them.
In history?
In history.
17 years. No, more than that.
No.
No, hang on.
27 years.
Hang
Final
on, let me
answer.
think. 15.
26 years. Final answer.
I thought it was first answer only. You've gone for about 4 ages there.
I'll go
25 years. No,
26.
25 years. And I'll
I'll
tell
go
you what. Go on.
I'll go 26.
I've got a feeling. I don't know. I've got a feeling. James Milner, Neil Sullivan. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, not even
Your
this up.
feelings are very incorrect. So what we saying?
25.
27. 26. 26.
Oh, that's a
that's-
26.
So 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, two of you are correct.
Oh, no, man.
I went 15, 40.
1541, isn't it?
Yeah, 15,
Yeah.
41. Yeah.
Peter Lorimer and Eddie Burbanks.
Bastard. Lorem at youngest.
2-1-2. Just follow
Right.
what we do, mate.
Wounded. Well, boss, that's just goes with you. That's why
No,
he's
no,
all
no,
right.
no,
Yeah,
no.
that-
See,
That is
this
true.
this is difficult depending on how
That
much
is
you remember.
slander, by the way. That is absolute slander.
We've seen
If I
your
was,
lawyers on
if I was
Monday.
going to go with anyone, surely the logic would be to go with you.
I don't know, man. Have you seen me? Fucking hell. I just thought I sent you for 10 years, about 5 minutes ago. A decade, yeah, fucking about a decade.
Explain why Berardi was the wrong answer, then went with it.
Just to be different, lad. But yeah,
But
ridiculous.
Berardi definitely scored in first game at year. So I'm going to say that he's not on the list of first goal scorers in the year. You know, I thought this question was difficult, but now I'm not so sure.
Love.
In 2007, Leeds played their first ever game in the third tier. Can you tell me who scored our first goal?
Fraser
in the third
Richardson.
tier? In the third tier.
30, that was championship. Bastard.
Oh, that's a shame. That's your answer done.
David Healy. Just gonna keep guessing.
I'll go Bradley Johnson.
Healy was in championship as well, wasn't he?
Michael Ricketts. I don't know where that's probably not in the right time.
I'm just going to go Healy. David Healy. I don't know if that's right.
Is anyone correct?
No,
Johnny Alston
you're all
probably in
wrong.
it.
Who is it?
Matt Heath.
No.
Oh God! I want to click. I want to click it, but I'm not yet. I can't. Is it? Was it Matt Heath?
Yeah.
This game's coming on in about 10-15 minutes, but this is the guy who did it.
I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
That's the game coming up later in the show. Back over to
So
you
that's-
in the host box.
You put that in without me knowing, and that's it. One of the answers to the questions is Matt Heath.
Class, mate. Good old Matt Heath's teeth. I love that
Oh, God.
guy. Oh, look at everyone in chat. Matt Heath's teeth. Love it. Class.
It was a 2-1 win at Tranmere. Trezor
Did he
handball
score it
winning
off his
goal.
teeth?
Oh, God.
Right. Last question. In 1999, Leeds were drawn against Partizan Belgrade in the first round of the UEFA Cup. It couldn't be played in Serbia at the time, so UEFA moved it to a neutral venue. Which European city was it played in?
I don't know. I'm just going to go with Budapest.
Rome.
Zagreb.
All great guesses, but all completely wrong. See if anybody in the chat knows it. I'll give you 30 seconds.
Paul Smith says Prague. First in there with Prague. Brett, Prague. Don't tell me Sunderland fans got it. Herenveen by Gangeen. Prague.
Heerenveen in Holland.
Is that right?
Yeah, Heerenveen.
Tell you what, everyone's saying Prague and Gangeen's. Smash it there, lad. Absolutely class.
Famous for Radabe's overhead kick.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. Well, that concludes the quiz, and we failed. Tell you what, Priestley, I absolutely love that. Let me just turn this background music off, just doing my head in. And let me just give you a round of applause. Set your bow, Mr. Priestley. Did very well there, mate, under pressure. Very well. New layout. Bring you
I
in
can't
as a
believe you
host.
thought Beckford scored more goals than Becchio's.
I
You know,
Oh,
it's
come on.
so unbelievably not tight at all, is it? 2 goals. I think it comes down to, like, I think Eddie put in chat, Becchio played 2 seasons longer than Beckford, which in my head, I thought he did. But yeah, that is wounding. I can't believe Becchio scored 80 odd, to be fair. I know he'd scored a lot, but I'd have had him down at maybe 60, Beckford at 80 odd.
211 appearances, I think he made for us.
What a guy. What a guy. Love the guy. Absolutely love the guy. Costs less than Berbatov, you know. Scores more goals. I don't know if you know that.
So I've heard, yeah.
He does. How many caps did Matt Heath have with them teeth? Priestley, do you know that one?
I'm gonna say 0.
Brilliant stuff, Priestley, Paul Smith, Gangrene, all round applause. Priestley, thank you very much for jumping on to do that quiz. Really enjoyed it, even though we failed at hurdle number 5, which pains me. But I expected to get beat this week with you doing questions. And I'm actually quite glad, boys, that we got to question 5. I thought we'd go out a lot earlier with Priestley in charge. So that ain't a bad showing. Ain't a bad showing. It is.
It wasn't bad. We did all right. You know, we could have been question 2 and out.
Yeah.
We could have been. Priestley, before you go.
I had to throw some easy ones in there to make it last at least a little bit.
Well, I didn't spot them. I didn't spot any as well.
Cheers, mate. Just before you go, Priestley, before that, let you get back to your Friday night. Please let me get no score prediction, please, for Derby while you're on.
I would say 3-1 Leeds with a caveat of who cares. You know my feelings on cup games.
I do, mate.
If we win, great. If we don't, I don't care.
No, I'm not feeling that, and we'll get into how I feel later. But Priestley, thank you very much. Love you a bit, mate, and I'll speak to you over the weekend.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Priestley. Thanks so much for your help, buddy.
Cheers,
Bye-bye, mate. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ta-ra. We got to question 5, boys. How are you feeling about that?
It was, we was mediocre. I think we've got to take responsibility for just not being up to scratch this week.
Yeah, we hit the post on that Becky or Beckford one. That was a tough one, that.
I think we're over attacking. I think we need to sit in a little bit, invite the pressure on, and then hit him on the break.
I did say it's going to be a lot closer than people think, because it's just the way that Priest is going to build those. If it's an either or, every week it's going to be very close. Very
Yeah,
close.
no, I agree. I agree. Right then, guys, 75 likes, 122 watching. Really appreciate it. Please stick a like on the video. Bill, gift the membership as he does every Friday night. Thanks so much, Bill. You're absolute legend. I don't know who it went to, but
Kershaw, the giant.
Look,
Man.
Kershaw, he is a big man, mate. I see him
Yeah.
every game. See him every game. He's a very, very tall person. Right then, guys, let's move on to, let's be fair, probably the most heartbreaking game of recent memory, but one of the most entertaining Premier League games in a long time. Right then, boys, who wants to start us off with this one? This had everything.
Can I say before we start, I wasn't actually heartbroken. Once we weren't going to get a win, a draw or loss was so 50-50. Like, you know, I've always thought it was score. I wasn't. I know everyone is. I know fans that went, etc. is different. But seeing it at home as a lazy fan, I wasn't that heartbroken.
I'll go. Can I go? Because I've actually, boys, chat.
You've got
Everyone
notes,
here,
haven't you?
I've written some notes on this,
got notes,
so
got
that
notes.
tells you exactly how I felt about this game.
He's got
I'll
notes.
start off by saying this, right? Is that, you know, that is going to be one of those games when Sky Sports have got nothing to show. There's no live sport on. It's going to be Premier League years or whatever they do, Premier League classics, and we're going to have to flick past that game for years and years to come. But I've got my notes anyway, so I'm going to be very succinct. But I want to say each one, but it's only a line, right? The good about this game, I think Leeds set the tone at the game. I think they basically went out there, said that we're going to attack this game, and then that kind of set the tone for the game. I thought that was good. The passing, again, I think it's been fluid. I think it's getting better. I think we're getting better as a team at passing the ball, especially around the back in tight areas. Brendy, clinical, what a fella. Genuinely, this guy is developing in front of our eyes in real time, and I'm here for it. I think he's doing mint. And there was good link-up play, and the penalty from DCL was decent. The keeper went the right way, actually. I think he might have saved it because it went right in the corner, but it was decent. But that's the good things. So, yeah. The bad things is the keeper, man. The keeper is just awful.
Yeah,
awful.
We'll try and deviate away from keeper for about 5 minutes because we'll probably spend quite 20 minutes on him.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to put those positives out there, but I'll hand over to you two for a bit now. But I just wanted to say there is some positives to take from the game.
Yeah, you know what it is, boys. Well, I just obviously the jeopardy, the nerves. You want your team to win. If you're a neutral, you're loving that game. And I'll be honest with you, I absolutely loved watching that game of football. It was a basketball game. It was like a Marcelo Bielsa game from 4 or 5 years ago. It was reminiscent of that time. It had moments. I mean, I was speaking to one of my mates today, who was a Newcastle fan, and he said exactly what all these other sides have said in this run of 7, 8 decent performances we've had. But one of our worst showings of the season, we played really poorly. And we hear that every week. We heard it against Sunderland, we heard it against Brentford, we heard it against all these sides. At some point, you've got to put credit on our name. It's how I think that one of the performances of the season, definitely probably the best we've played and lost or not got a result in. I thought we were outstanding. Defensively, poor, don't get me wrong. But in terms of a lineup, you said it earlier, Adam, in terms of looking at a lineup thinking, that's very defensive, to what we actually saw transpire for the lineup, and what we thought we'd get from that particular personnel, it was night and day. I thought the first half in particular, I thought there were half an hour spell in that first half, Adam, where I thought we were unbelievable, unbelievable for half an hour. I couldn't believe what I was seeing every time we got the ball. Don't get me wrong, final third, that last little bit were lacking until Brendan gets that goal, but yeah, the clinicality in that first half weren't there, but the press, the energy levels that you saw drop at Man United, a couple of days later, we're right back up there again, as high as we've seen. So yeah, that first half in particular, mate, I was absolutely over the moon with what I saw. Yeah,
I mean, I thought, lineup come out, and I thought, okay, how are we going to get forward here? How are we going to work our way through the side? Brendan Harrison's been good lately. I sent a voice note to you guys, and I was like, I think we're Fark's playing him because he wants to play him because he likes defensive output. But then we changed shape to have to play him, and I didn't know where we're going with it. But I said what Fark has earned is some trust at the moment because actually he's coming up with the goods, and no matter what team he puts out, usually there's lots of good traits in it, lots of good points in it, and that was exactly the case. First half hour, talk about Brendan Aronson, because I think he sort of showed everything about the side. That first half hour of football, I was talking to Dan in the group. That could have been any player in the Premier League, and they've been delighted with any attacking player, any of them, Palmer, Enzo, any of them, they would have been delighted with what he's output. His touch, his movement, just releasing the ball at the right times, and then he came up with a goal, and a shot that finished that he hasn't shown he's even got in the past.
Yeah,
just brilliant first half hour, because I thought we were going to be punished. I thought first half hour we were lacking the final ball. We got into lots of good spots, and then we just worked the final ball.
You thought the first goal were going to be them, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they'd just find a way they'd get it. And then he scored. Then we conceded 3-4 minutes later. So poor. I can't remember what the goal was now. Harvey Barnes. I watched it about 5 times. What was the first goal by them? What happened in that? Does anyone remember?
The ball sort of fell in our area, and it was a little bit like his first goal. Yeah, and he just drilled it hard and low, didn't he? Past keeper.
Ampadu half-hearted went with a header, sort of died. Stroud sort of stood off. Yeah. And then the ball sort of drifted past me, and he wasn't quite quick enough to it. Then Stacks sort of stand there, but didn't get back goal side of Harvey Barnes at any stage. And then finished that was sort of fine. Then the penalty was spot on. That should be really important. That should have been a second yellow card for me. That was such obvious.
Really?
Yes. Lots of handballs have the back box now where people jump and they just put their hands up and it hits them. That's not you. That's normal. That's not normal. That's normal. Whatever. He has put his hand out to hit that. That is the most on purpose handball you will see, and he should have got a second yellow.
I didn't think that. I didn't think
there's any doubt about that. Actually, dived in and he's put his hand out to block the ball. I thought it was the most obvious second yellow.
I just say, Matty, if you watch it back, right, and you see he loses his balance, the way he goes down, and it's just not a natural movement. If you was falling down like that, you put your hands by your side and you'd hit the deck.
What I will say is, I did think, I looked at it and thought it'd have been harsh to send him off. I didn't even cross my mind about red card, but then afterwards, because I did a watch along, the chat was saying, should have been sent off. If you hadn't been booked, would you got a yellow for it? And you'd probably both say, yeah, that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I think he would have done. Yeah, but he didn't give of course he didn't give Aronson a yellow in the second half. But obviously he couldn't do it at that stage, I guess. When
you think what Ampadu got booked for at Anfield, which meant he missed the Man United game, and then you look at that one, then
I think if that's Ellen Road, he gets sent off.
Sorry, but if it's not a deliberate, the thing is for me, if it's a deliberate handball and a penalty, then the yellow comes with that anyway, doesn't it?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
Potentially, yeah, because you don't give a penalty if it's not a foul.
If it's not a deliberate handball, then it's not a foul, is it?
No.
That's a fair point, to be fair.
You've deliberately handballed the ball in your box like it's a yellow card. It has to be.
Did our penalty happen just after Joe Linton had dived, or did he dive after?
No, that was quite funny. That was like a minute after. When he went down, I thought, oh no, he's going to give it to 11, and then he blew us. Then
but again, though, boys,
so funny.
Again, I know it was a dive and it wasn't a penalty, but we scored in the 47th minute, like in the added time of the first half, and yet we still had gifted them an opportunity within seconds again.
Another ref decision, right? You saw at the same night, Jack Grealish got sent off for doing this to the referee after making a decision that I didn't like. He goes down for a penalty, clear simulation, try to buy a penalty. That's a yellow card. And then he goes on to abuse the referee, gets pulled away, goes back to try and abuse the referee again. I'm sorry, that's the second yellow. It just is.
And he's one that scores at start of second half as well, Bossnass.
Yeah. And if Jack Grealish is a bookable offence and he gets sent off, then how was that not one? He's literally, Tonali is using all his strength to drag him away because he knows at that minute that he's going to get himself sent off. And Tonali stopped them from going down to 10 men. But if he had the cojones, he would have sent him off.
I felt like at that moment, a bit like in a boxing fight where the bell rings at the right time. I kind of feel like we scored in that penalty, him diving and then reacting like that to ref. If that was 25 minutes into first half, I reckon he gets sent off in that next 10 minutes, always score again, because they were rattled at half time.
Oh, 100%.
But the half time whistle came at the right time for them. Eddie Howe got them in, calmed them down, and I think when they came back out, they sort of got to grips with the game a little bit better than we did. Went to 2-2. Great goal, that, by the way, by Joe Linton, lads. Great header, great ball into him. Brilliant.
Just on that, again, before we move on, the ref bottled that.
Yeah, he did bottle it.
Everybody heard the crowd. The crowd were right on top of the referee. Like every single, even if it was a clear foul, free kick to Leeds, the boos that were ringing down from St James's was so loud, even across the TV.
Yeah.
Like, that crowd got on top of him and he bottled it.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah,
the Joel Linton goal, we should have been out. You can't have Bruno Grimier's like where he felt called. That's not his name. So much space on the edge of the box. Like you can't just leave him there. Like we can't.
No.
We all they'll go. They do it a lot, our lads. They all go back and mark the grass. Like actually, where's the danger? Don't you mind? I don't mind Bijol front post. That makes a lot of sense to me. Always cutting off the angle.
Yeah.
But then Goodmanson was then ahead of him, but they're marking no one. He should have been out. Like there's a lot wrong with that goal. He wasn't quite. They weren't quite alive enough. I think they all just fell back and he just hung back. And then it's such an easy thing to cross that in. Then actually, as you say, it's a brilliant header. Bijol was right on him, and then someone made a run, and Bijol went with a run. Ref rode on with two. And that's the thing. And then he's goal side, but goal side doesn't help. Just chips it in the box. He's a really good header, to be fair. Bottom corner. But yeah, I think again it's preventable, but then every goal is, I suppose.
Yeah, I can't be too angry at the goalkeeper for that goal because it literally just creeps in right at the corner of the post.
I agree. We're not stopping that one, Bossnass, for me.
No, it's just why does it feel like when I'm watching him that he dives in slow motion? Why does it feel like when I'm watching him, he dives with all his might and he still can't get any height? Like he won't be able to reach the crossbar.
He's a big old lump, isn't he? Like he's not like, yeah.
Even in first half, boys, there were that disallowed goal for them that was disallowed because he impeded the keeper. But I mean, how easy was it? They just caught him on his arm and dropped the ball.
He looked very sheepish then.
He just did, yeah. Again,
he looked really sheepish.
And he was impeded, wasn't he, Bossnass? But it was soft, and the fact that he dropped the ball in that position, and I know the keeper always gets the benefit of the doubt, so he probably always 9 times out of 10 gets that decision. But that is very soft. That on another day, see, you get a bit of an arse ref, and they let it go. Like, be stronger with ball.
If the referee let that go and it was scored, like genuinely, I don't think there'd be many. Obviously there'd be complaints from the Leeds side, but if you watch that on Match of the Day, I think the people that around that would have just said he was way too soft. He had the ball in 2 hands.
Yeah.
How do you drop that?
Yeah, no.
And also, I need to watch it back because I ain't actually gone and looked at that. Who actually initiated the contact there? Because if it's Perry.
Oh no! Well, it wasn't Newcastle. It was a sort of swinging arm, but it was a flailing sort of nothing. It might have been elbow even. I don't know. But there wasn't much in it though. There wasn't much in it. I think if they let it go, Perry wasn't like straight away moaning at the referee like any goalkeepers usually do. I think he looked really sheepish, like he'd made an error rather than anything else.
I think so.
But you do see him given 9 times out of 10. But there is always that one chance. I think so. I mean, in Joel Inscore's 2-2, they've made 2 changes. I mean, I think Tonali and Bruno are the best two. They're 2 of the top 5 centre midfielders in the league. We didn't see any of them in the first, anything from until Bruno got involved in the goal. Obviously, first half, nothing of them at all.
He took Tonali off at half time, didn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Put Miley in midfield and then put Livramento at right back. Great move. Great move.
They were getting literally told that his wife was in labour, weren't they?
Oh, was that what it was?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, literally, the baby pictures came out a few hours after kickoff.
Oh, okay.
After full time. It was either after full time or directly in the morning. But yeah, I think his wife was in labour, so that's why they would kind of got him off.
So then, right, he's bringing Okafor on for Stack. Newcastle, you put Visser on for Voldemort. If Visser had started, I think they would have been a much better side against us.
Yeah, I agree.
Visser's movement and pace and everything. Voldemort a bit sluggish. Ramsey got on for Shah, so they're down to 1 centre back, recognised on the pitch. Botman, who hasn't played for a long time either. He's bringing Okafor on Stack. Then we scored. Right, so then I question why you then bring Okafor on for Stack. That doesn't make any sense to me at that moment. I think you've got to change that.
It's an attacking sub. He's going for it.
No,
we didn't need to go for anything.
No, for me, what's happened there is he's preparing the sub to go for the game. Yes, because we're drawing it. We was drawing at that point.
Yeah, we were 2-2.
But we take the lead as he's waiting on the sideline.
Yeah.
What's happened there is I don't think Farker's got the heart or the kind of mental strength to go, actually, we don't. That's the wrong sub now. You're going to have to sit down. I think he, in that situation, he's kind of gone, well, I've sent him. I'm going to have to let him go. Where he should have dragged him back to the bench.
You think?
Should have dragged him back to the bench.
I think, and Stack in this game, I thought was really, really good. And he was getting forward really well. And actually, his forward output was better than Okafor's done in the last few games. He carried the ball brilliantly, Stack. He carried us up the pitch a lot of time. He's a dual monster. And the other thing he is, by the way, is 6'5". So when we're defending set pieces, you keep your 6'5" guy in there for me. I think that was a mistake.
We've seen the stat that Johnny Cooper put out today. Anton Stack is the only player in Premier League this season making 2+ tackles, having 2+ shots, and creating 2+ chances per 90. He's the only player to do that for a newly promoted club in the last 15 seasons.
Yeah.
Some stat that it's showing both sides of the game as well. Creating chances, making tackles is sort of like, well, we think I personally think he's going to go to the top of the game. I really do. But to have both sort of facets to his game, to be able to do the good stuff, score goals, good on set pieces as he is, and also be able to put a tackle in there and be physical. He's a well-rounded midfielder, boys.
So the way he carries the ball, he carries up the pitch sometimes 20, 30, 40 yards by himself. He's quick off the mark. He's strong. He's a really strong runner. So even if you're with him, even if you're a bit quicker, he can hold you off as well and dismiss you. Like I think last few games he's been excellent. I was saying that sub in that moment, once he scored, made no sense to me. Leaving Aronson on, leaving DCL, and DCL done quite well. There's lots of options to change it up, freshen it up. And for me, Stack might have been knackered. If
he was knackered.
Snacker, bring ball now on, do whatever. Like make it defensive. I don't care. Like just don't. Because Farks is saying as well. I don't want to get into Fark too bad. I'm not angry at Fark in this game of football. I think he's very good lately, and we'll just pick it out because we're chatting about it. But I think Fark. Oh, I was going to say that. I talked myself out of a point because
I want to go back to Aronson anyway, because obviously we do go 3-2 up, lads. So regardless of subs, we go 3-2 up at 79th minute. And again, people saying put some love on Aronson's name, and we have done earlier in the show. And I don't think anyone can deny he's in probably form of his life now. And what I've been most happy with is the decision making. At times, I mean, especially these last he scored 3 and 3 and an assist. The one against Man United, and the second one in particular here, he carries the ball for quite a bit as well. So he's got it. It's not just a snapshot. It's not just a quick decision. He's actually got to carry it for a multitude of seconds, thinking, what do I do here? And I love that little way he moves his body. To the left, shimmers it to the right, and he gets his shot away. And that third goal was brilliant. In off at post, keeper's got no chance. Clinical, and we've not been able to say that about Brendan Aronson. I actually think Brendan Aronson's decision making has been poor, but I just think his technique of how he strikes a ball is poor. I think he's one of the worst strikers of a ball I've seen, and we've seen him score 3 really good finishes in the last 2 games. And let's just hope that's his bar now. Let's hope that's where he can get to. We know his energy levels are probably as good as anybody else's. His work rate, his heart, all that's brilliant. If he's going to start putting end products and this sort of ruthlessness into his game, Bossnass, regardless of where he plays, on right, in 10, wherever he plays, you know what you're going to get from Brendan. If he can now produce those sort of numbers consistently, fucking hell, maybe he's a £28 million player, whatever it is we bought him for. I know it's a small sample size of this quality sort of emerged out of nowhere. He's done a Farker overnight. He's just turned into something that we didn't know we had, and it's mental.
The questions over Brendan Aronson for me was never his technical ability per se. It was more his ability to think clearly, football IQ, not drive into cul-de-sacs that you're never going to get out of. But he's shown that with the way he finished those 2 things. It looks like he's taking a deep breath. He picks his. I'd have to watch it back, but he must be having a quick glance at where the keeper's approaching from. He's got that little bit of composure. He's built a little bit of composure into his game where he sets himself and he actually fires. Because we've seen it so many times where he's just whacked it straight into the keeper.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good finish for him. That was. If he went straight, that's good.
So again, he's never going to be, unless they put him on some ridiculous training regime, he's never going to be, of that physical stature where he can push players off the ball. I don't think we're ever going to see that out of him, but he's definitely tweaking his game upstairs. I almost feel like he used to play when he got the ball in a bit of a panicked state. Like his heart would start pumping, he just kind of and not really think about what he's doing, but he seems to be settling down a lot. And I think, with confidence comes better performance, because he was getting a bit of stick earlier in the season, and that's not going to help him. But with the fans behind him, and look, we've got to give a bit of credit to Farker as well. Like, you can't just, for me, people say no, but Leeds fans don't give Farker credit. I will give him credit in this, because it must be the work that you don't see these changes without work from a coach being put into it. So I give credit to the coaching staff and just hope it continues.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Leeds covered 123.4 kilometres on Wednesday night versus Newcastle, the furthest distance covered by a team in a Premier League game this season, and the most by a team in defeat the most by a team in defeat in the last 6 seasons. It wasn't for a lack of effort why we lost that game.
No.
Another great start when you look at that. The team as a unit bringing up Brendan Aronson sort of levels there, just all over the pitch. I thought it was brilliant. Great game of football. In this day and age, we what's at stake for dropping points. You always going on about Adam, each space is worth like £3 million. It's football becomes quite diluted, quite boring. It's quite predictable. It's all about the points that, the sort of the passing stats are accurate side to side. It can be quite boring. It was really nice just to watch two teams for me just go for it. And it all went out the window and it was just a proper humdinger of a game. What we'll all look back at, fondly, maybe when it doesn't hurt as much in a few years' time. But yeah, it's I was gutted. I know you might not be massively gutted, Adam, but to see that goal.
I saw it coming. I think. My gutted moment is when they scored their third. That was when I was most gutted.
Did you think that was a penalty as well? Because a lot of people are saying it wasn't. Do you think it's a penalty?
I think they're given. I think that's, again, in the Premier League this season, that's given. I know it's even the ex-pro and stuff to say, you jump, you put your arms up, it's natural, and almost it's always behind him. I think if the ref didn't give it, VAR would have given it anyway. I think it's one of those.
His arms out.
I don't think it's penalty. His arms out. It's sort of behind him as well. It's not like out there, is it? It's like it's here.
But do you not think if they're giving their penalty, how can you not?
No, I think I know you want to defend their defender, but I think their penalty was really, because he literally, like, that was really on purpose. He's gone at the ball, whereas the ball has hit Brendan Aronson. I think that's the difference.
I know Brendan's not.
I think you've got to give it by the letter of the law, because people are very good at play acting these days, and if someone gets away with that, then you'll see loads of players in the box just kind of. But the thing with me, I've got two criticisms of that game. At 3-2. There's got to be more communication and adjustments from the sideline to see that game out. If it's not a formational change, if it's not just bringing a player into the central midfield to try and shore it up, if it's not changing the way you're playing, I feel like I didn't see any in-game tweaks to tell me that there was any kind of thought process to how are we going to see this game out now we've taken the lead for the third time. And I think if you're watching Arsenal or Liverpool or any of those top teams, you'd see a visual kind of change in how they. Do
you think in game then, Bossnass, that was one of Farke's worst performances in this good run? Would you say, because Farke's got a lot right off at bench, at tactical in-game management we've all questioned. In this run of 7, it's been pretty good. It's like, oh, who's this new guy? Do you think Farke's decision making maybe lost us this game then, potentially, in this one?
I don't think. Well, I think he changed it from not change. I think he lost us it from not changing it. Like, I think when you take the lead for the third time and there's not much that time left on the clock, I wouldn't have hated it if we went into a real compact shape, just 2 banks of 4 or bank of 5, bank of 4, and then just somebody try to get the long ball. I know it's going to be wave after, but I think there was enough time had elapsed where we could have seen that game out. I do, because I think if you force them out wide, I know we had problems with it, but that's because they got behind us and they was putting balls in. If we was 2 set banks, we've got the height in the team that if they're putting crosses in, we've got the people in the team to be heading them away all day. I think we could have seen out the game if we made those adjustments. That's a criticism. Another thing I wanted to say is Longstaff injured?
Yeah,
he's back. He's not injured now. He's just trying to get back to fitness.
Was he injured for that game?
Yes. He wasn't fit enough. Farke said the only reason he was on the bench is because he had a gap on his bench. Against Man U, he was on the bench because there was a gap on his bench, he said, and I wanted a leader in the squad. And then he said, actually, Longstaff wasn't fit enough to get on the pitch in either game. He was just on the bench.
He wasn't fit enough to get on the bench.
No, he wasn't fit, no.
Yeah, because for me, if he was fit and he wasn't named on the bench, that would have been a big error, because that would have been the natural replacement for Stack in that substitution. I think. Of course it would, yeah. But yeah, I just think, but again, I think the manager's maturing into a Premier League manager. I think the team's maturing into a Premier League team. And I think you're just kind of seeing that in real time. I think if you had a more experienced Premier League manager like David Moyes, if he got that third goal, there's no chance he would have kept it in that basketball format. He just wouldn't have had that.
Do you know what? quickly on the basketball thing, Fox is saying that about artists. Oh, I would rather lads made it less basketball at the end. That's fine me saying it because I can't have any impact on the team. The manager shouldn't say that because you can instruct it. You can make them do what you want them to do.
And he normally instructs it to not be basketball normally.
Absolutely. So
You know what I mean?
saying that was quite a bizarre thing. But that said, I think Farker never admits fault in anything, which is probably his ego. And you need a big ego to manage Leeds United. Lots of good coaches have managed Leeds United, but they're not had a big enough ego to do it. And it's like Gracia, for example, at Watford, is like Gracia is a really good football coach. He knows how to set a team up, but I don't think he's a big enough personality to
Leeds
manage
were too big for.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I agree.
He's a really good manager. Stack sub, he brings Okafor on for Stack. Suddenly Aronson goes from left to right. Okafor goes on the left. And so he's changing two things as well as a completely different profile. I think there's a lot wrong with that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Talk about Aronson, it's just confidence. I think he's really confident. He's always has ability, but what he's doing now is he's playing direct. He's playing with bravery finally, and he's willing to try things, and he's willing to lose the ball. And I think that's the biggest change he's made. And he's much more involved in games. I think confidence is all it's about. And finally, Nemecha, I think put one of the worst cameos I've seen in a long time. I think he was terrible. You watch when he got forward, he blasted inside the net. All he had to do was cross it or hit across the goal. And he didn't do either thing. That was really poor. And then for their goal, he just sort of stood there. He didn't even try and challenge. He didn't try and get in the way of it. And it was really poor. I'm not big. I like the Mitch. I think he's a good footballer, but that cameo was particularly bad.
Hopefully, he'll get back to some.
Yeah.
Like
just on the Fark thing, like I think, in total, the total sample size since Man City, I think it's very obvious that Farker has absolutely done a fantastic job in getting, not only expanding his tactics and his formations and the way he's got like different things that he can now use and play. Like he really has gone on a journey where he's almost transcended the old Farker. He's almost like having a new manager. So I don't want that to come across like I'm battering Farker. I just think there could have been a little bit of in-game management towards the end of that game.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, Bielsa made a lot of decisions, and I'd go, "Why has he done that? Why is Joffrey not on the pitch or whatever?" So, like every manager, sort of, we sit here and do this. Doesn't mean, we're not the be all and end all. We don't know everything, but we see what we see and we say what we say.
You'll get so much from that game for me. Like Craig says here, we were never really in control of it at any time. Really, well, it was definitely basketball. It was quite frantic, but you can take a lot out of that. It's not a game. Yeah, people. I've seen Newcastle fans saying that's going to sort of kick them on this season. That sort of win can do that. That sort of loss can be, it's going to hurt the boys. But I don't think it's going to be detrimental to our season.
I don't think.
I think it spurs us on. Me, I really do. I think it's
100%. We've gone to Newcastle and played them their own game, and they beat a lot of teams doing that. They outrun them, they outfight them. They're too strong for them. And we matched it, and more than matched it most of the game as well, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And we're not going to concede 4 goals most weeks, but on the average now, we're scoring 2 or 3, aren't we? We've got the locker. So, yeah. Moving on to Fraser here. He's done a super chat. Thanks so much, Fraser, for your donation, mate. I appreciate that, pal. Thank you. Guys, question. Do you think, nice little segue into what I want to talk about before we move on. Do you think Farker will learn from the Melier situation last season and drop Perry before it affects the whole team again? I'm going to say now, boys, that I'll show you my team for Derby. We all know Darlow will start against Derby. I don't think it matters what Darlow does against Derby. I still don't think he'll come in for Fulham, in my opinion. I don't think... I mean, it's obvious. Perry hasn't made mistakes as bad as Melier yet, but the last couple of games is now costing us points. You could argue he dropped us 2 at home to Scum by that, he didn't throw it in his own net, no, but it's still a goalkeeping error that's led to a goal. We go from a winning position to dropping 2 points. And obviously, I think that last goal from Harvey Barnes' strike, he should have saved that. I think if it zipped in a little bit more pace, he gets away with it. But the fact that it wasn't really hit cleanly, and when you look at it from behind the goal, there wasn't really anybody's sort of blocking his view, and he had a lot of time, and he gets a good hand to it, and it's still, pop it on wrist, it still goes in. So I think it's again, we're gonna see this game by game. And I think he's still got a few more games in him, boys. I don't think he's going to learn. Personally, I don't want him in. I want Darlow coming against Derby, do a decent job, get the job for Fulham game, and then by end of window, boys, I want us to have gone out there and got an emergency goalkeeper. I did a video about it yesterday or the day before, Bossnass. Go get me another keeper, because for me, Darlow shouldn't be number 1, but I think he's better than Perry.
Yeah, I'll just put it like this. I mean, AG will know, like in our group chat, where I was just going repeatedly at the keeper. I think we need to have a much deeper conversation on this. Maybe not just now. I think you already did a video, Matty, but The way he communicates with his back line is poor. The way he distributes the ball is poor. The way his reaction times, his twitchiness, those kind of twitch movements, those very quick movements and reactions to a shot, poor. He lets in shots that no Premier League keeper should be letting in. That last goal by Harvey Barnes, for me, is really, really bad. I don't think there's another Premier League keeper in this, well, obviously in the division, that lets that in. I genuinely don't think there is. That is.
There's a 20% difference in us to Roofs at Sunderland in shot save percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have already said in the chat he's got the lowest save percentage in the Premier League. The way he moves for that ball, which by the way hasn't been absolutely spanked. I know it's not too far away from goal, but he's seen it. The way he's moved, he looks like he's wearing lead boots in quicksand. Like the amount of time for him to see the ball to actually start to, and he still gets there. And this is the thing that winds me up, because when I watched it just before watching this, it looks like he's tried to do something where he's tried to scoop the ball to try and make it look more theatrical. We saw it again. We saw it in the game against, I think it was in the game against Man United, and there's a shot that comes straight at him, and he does this thing where fair enough, he saves the ball, but this just does, mate. He pushes the ball up, right? So it looks really good. And then he chucks himself in the air in the same motion, so it looks good for the TV cameras. Mate, you are not good enough. You are not a good enough keeper to start posing for the Sky cameras. You're not good enough to do that. Just try and get the basics done before you start doing that. I think he's poor. I don't think he's Premier League quality. I think we've got a real problem with him being our first choice keeper.
Yeah.
I don't think Darlow's good enough to be a first choice Premier League keeper. I don't think Leeds United have got a Premier League level keeper. So I'm with Matty. If you can bring someone in on an emergency loan, or you can bring someone in, cheap from around Europe, it's not going to cost a lot of money to get someone in who's better than this guy. The fact that we paid, what was it, £16 million, 20 million euros for him, again, is awful for me. The guy's a liability. It's the weakest link in the football team, and when the weakest link in your football team is your goalkeeper, you've got a real problem. So,
mate, I fully agree with all that. And the goalkeeper position now, I think it's the only area we need to bring in January that is a starting role. Because I think, maybe a striker, but it's a backup to Calvert-Lewin for injury purposes. I think a left back, but it's a backup to Goodmanson. I would like a 10, which is probably, I know we're not playing with out and out 10 now, but I think we need that sort of profile. But when I look at, if we sign a striker or a left back and say we get a keeper, the keeper's the only one for me that I would have as a starter. I think we need backup players in key areas because we have a lot of injury-prone players. But the goalkeeper one for me is a starter. We need to go out there. I've seen people say, go get Trafford. Problem is his second choice at City, but there's got to be a keeper out there who's second. I mean, they've got Ortega at third choice at City. Go get Ortega. There's keepers out there, and people say, who. I don't think you need to look too far down the list to get better than Perry anyway. And we will have a list of players. We had keepers we were going for, and I don't think Perry was top of our list in summer, Adam, to be fair. I think he was third or fourth choice. Which one? Probably was it Savage? Him at I'd rather had him. He was my number one choice. But Perry comes in, 16 million quid. Problem with this one, Adam, how long will he keep him in? Because has he got a safe face? Because he's cost so much. He's been one of our highest transfers this season. Does he stay on that basis?
I think it might. I think there might be a little bit of pressure from the club. I'm not sure necessarily you say people in the club will say Farke, he's got to play because he's worth this money. But I think there's sort of, Farke's been involved in the transfer policy in the business. And I think they might keep him in because he was 16 million. I think for me with Perry, the main thing he needs to change is mentality. I think be 5 yards off your line, ready to sweep stuff up. Don't just stand on your line or behind it and then sort of come, don't come. He does that a lot. He does that an awful lot. If you actually watch games, there's lots of moments where teams getting behind and he comes like after it's like 100% obviously should come. He comes where you need to be a keeper. They'll be 100% clear on what they've got to do, but it's not always 100% obvious what they should do. But they need to know. And I think he only comes when actually I can definitely get this. He needs to come more than that. He needs to read the game better. And he needs to be 5 yards off his line. May night game. So I mean, the save is a mistake. The Barnes save is a mistake. and I don't. His shot stopping in France was really strong. Like he was nearly top 20 keepers in Europe, top 5 in the French league. His shot stopping was really good there.
Yeah, it was.
So there's obviously something in that. Obviously, better shots are happening now, but XG means the quality of the shot anyway. But it doesn't mean the quality of the shot. Sorry, it means where it's from. But obviously, there's better shots happening now. And it's funny with a keeper. It's not like, oh, you got to get up to the speed of the league. You're a goalkeeper. It all happens around you. So I think he needs. I think the biggest thing that's happened is Farke speaking out against him. Anytime Farke's spoken out against anyone in public, so having Snaka, having Ramazani, they rarely get picked after that. And they're soon not in the side.
It was quite a damning, scathing kind of attack him as well, really.
And he went again in the press conference. Again, he went after the game, and he went again in the press conference. He's very open about that. So I think he will learn his lessons from Meslier. And I think there's more. The Meslier thing, his job wasn't riding on it, because I think he thought we'd go up regardless. And actually, I like Meslier back in blah, blah, blah. I think he's better keeper than. And I think, his hand was forced. This one, I think his hand's going to be forced earlier because his job is on the line. Suddenly we lose 3 or 4 games in a row. He'll be straight back on the chopping block. Everyone be after him again.
And it's mad as well with Farke talking. He kept on saying, "Speak about Penny. I speak the truth." I say as it is, sort of vibe, paraphrasing. But then again, he doesn't always, does he? When Aronson should have scored, when Aronson shouldn't, he doesn't say it. But with Perry, he went in on him, and
he goes around the houses a lot on players. Yeah, but
of course he does his favourites.
Yeah, is that not? He's coming. If I was looking at a different club, I'd be saying that's a message to the board: get me a keeper.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, like I said to AG when the game was on, I said like that he is the weakest big guy I have ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. One, why is he doing star jumps before a ball comes in? What's the point in that, bro? I've seen people do it before penalties to try and put the striker off. There's a corner coming in, concentrate on the ball and the flight of the ball, dude. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then there's a ball in the air, and you can see it's not been fizzed in just above head height. It's in the bloody air. Go out there and get it. Go out there and pick it up. He's just indecisive. You don't know whether he's coming or going. I don't trust it.
I think it's the size of him, Boss. That's what you were saying. For how big he is, that takes away when you're that big. That takes away from other, maybe your reflexes, maybe your agility. But you should be able to be dominant because of your size. But he isn't dominant. So what purpose does his size have if he's not using that side to his advantage? Because it takes away from the agility. It takes away from
6'5", 6'6", and he's not a slight guy either. He'll be the heaviest player. He'll be the heaviest player and probably the tallest player on pretty much every football.
Bielsa would have hated him. Right diet, wouldn't he? Bielsa would have hated him.
Even if you're going to punch it, command your box. Newcastle just kept putting the ball. They kept corners coming in about 2, and everyone was dropping about 2 yards from our goal line. He was nowhere to be seen any of it. Just be.
I can't understand why sometimes there's opposition players pushing him behind his goal line.
Yeah.
You're massive. You're massive. If anyone's going to get protected in that situation, it's always the goalkeeper. Why are you letting opposition players, when there's a cross about to come in, let you push you behind your goal line? Are you mad?
He's a football version of me. He's just a big, soft pudding. I go home, stick Bridget Jones on, have a good cry. That's me, mate. Everyone thinks I'm hard as nails. You two think I'm well hard. I know you do.
Oh, yeah, that is what everyone says.
When Adam walked up to me, first time he met me, he was shitting himself. I could see his eyes. I'm a big physical presence. And I'm the same. I like to go home, put a rom-com on, get a takeaway, and have a cuddle with missus. Sometimes dog as well. No.
First time I met you, actually, I told you I was 5'3", and you were quite
disappointed. I couldn't. To be fair, when you walked up to me, I was shivering in fear, thinking, "What is this person that is before me?" I thought it was literally smaller than Sean Healy. He gets a lot of mention on this channel, Sean Healy, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
But no, you
are.
Get
him dancing on screen.
You're quite a tall. Not yet. We'll give him that. You're quite a tall guy, Adam, mate. But you're not physically imposing. I'm a beast.
No, I'm mentally imposing.
How tall are you, mate?
Almost 6'3", almost. Just shy.
I'm
just shy.
Yeah. 6'4", myself.
Are you 6'4", Bossnass?
Yeah.
Fuming, mate.
You are not.
Fuming, mate. Give over.
Genuinely. No, straight up. Genuinely am.
Take your cap off. Take your cap off and your high tops. Come on. No. You look like a high. Are you a high top wearer? You look like you wear high tops.
High tops. What high top?
High top. AG don't know what they are. He wears. What do you wear? Plimsolls.
New Balance.
New Balance. Of course you wear New Balance. Go for a jog. High tops.
What do you want about?
Air Force One trainers. Big chunky heels. Basketball vibes.
What,
You wear them
What?
shorts. Nice basketball cap. Come
No,
on.
I'm not
You know
having
what?
it.
I don't wear
Come on. You
wedges,
do,
if
mate.
that's what you're on about.
I'm furious.
Not high
I'm the
heels,
short-
mate.
I'm the shortest person in Late Night Leeds. I didn't think that was
And
the
you're
case.
6. Oh, you 6'1"?
I'm 6 foot, yeah.
6 foot. Fair enough. I remember when I got my. Well, he's not my apprentice no more, but first day I had him, he told me he was 5'9", and I swear to God, he was nowhere near it. So I actually borrowed a tape measure off one of the chippies and measured him against this steel girder and full sight looking, and he was 5'5" and a bit, and he told me he was 5'9.5". And he was 5'5", and I've never seen a lad be so devastated in his life.
I don't understand it. Being tall myself. I've never understood the obsession with being tall. I think it's harder to get like t-shirts that fit nice. They ride up your back sometimes.
Yeah, it's just the height that I struggle with getting t-shirts to fit. It's just the height. I mean, they fit fine everywhere else. Mine, you know, it's
Life expectancy comes down.
That's it.
just because of my height. Yeah, just my height.
Yeah, your life expectancy comes down. Yeah, because your heart has to work harder to pump the blood around
You're
your body.
close as heaven.
It's not to do with being 6 foot wide as well as 6 foot tall, but 6'4" is a cool height, says Paul. Please keep Aronson and Perry. Take your 6-inch heels off. That's what I mean. New back three, we could be, Mark says. We could be new back three. Do you reckon?
Well, I bet I'm the best footballer here.
Oh, have you scored first goal in Content Creators Cup? Nah,
No, I have not. No,
exactly,
no.
mate. You were too posh to come.
This might be controversial, right? I think sometimes you can look at a person and know they're shit at football.
Oh,
Hang
yeah,
on, what's about to happen here?
I look at you, AG. You look like a cricket player, bro.
He does, and he plays paddle.
I'm decent at paddle. I'm okay at cricket.
You know what I love about AG though?
I'm very decent at football.
You know what I love about AG? He backs himself, man. Like we speak to AG, he'll be like, I'm good at football. I can sing. Like and he can. But he backs himself. I love it.
You know what? When we do your thing, what we'll do is we'll do a 5-a-side that day as well with the members as well. We'll do a 5-a-side game and we'll film it.
I just when I look at you, man, it looks like I just feel like you trip over your own feet.
Do you know?
I don't know why.
I love that. That's so that's just so funny. Not true. Look at Messi. Yeah, but AG's no Messi, Paul. That's what I'm saying. AG looks about 5'9", says Robbo. Maradona was pretty short. Yeah,
what's going on here?
I don't know, mate. There's only one way to sort of pull this back to a little bit of seriousness after that stupid little segue. Like, let's get his head into it. Let's get back to reality. Obviously, it's got to be. Here's this week's Matt Heath's teeth.
I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
Right then, boys and girls. Each week, Matt Heath, as an ex-Leeds United player, stuck within his teeth. Who the hell is in Matt Heath's teeth? Here we go. Clues. Signed. Don't jump in straight away, even if you know. Signed in 2010 by manager Simon Grayson. Played 25 games for Leeds, scoring 5 goals. Attacking midfielder. Played for Honduras. 45 caps for Honduras. Now, I don't know how small that is in terms of what you can see. But
it doesn't matter. You've given enough clues. I don't know. I don't know his name.
He even says his squad number on his shorts. Don't be looking at chat, boys, either. Because I reckon there'll be people in chat getting this straight off the bat.
I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I mean, this might. I don't know how to say this politically correctly. There's only one thing that I can determine from that picture. It's that small.
Don't be looking at chat yet either.
I'm not looking at
I'll give you the initial of his first name.
Go on.
R for thickos like me.
Oh man, I really want to get this for you because I feel like if we don't get it, it's a bit of a letdown.
I think it's an easy one. I think the fact that he's played for Honduras straight away.
I think it's an easy one as well because of that.
I just know. I literally know the history of Honduras players. It just comes to me like that.
I'm going to give you his first name because I don't want it to drag on forever. His first name is Ramon Nunez. Ramon Nunez. Adam's thinking, I can't remember that was Sporting Arsenal.
I didn't get that from the picture. I didn't get that from the picture at all, mate. It's
Ramon Nunez.
I was probably busy playing semi-pro playing myself.
Duncan got it. Craig got it. His name escapes you, Johnny Frog. Ramon Nunez, Bob, Andy, Paul Smith's like, who? He's thinking, who's Matt Heath? He's more famous for this show.
Well, that's what we did.
Yeah. Ramon Nunez says, Tony Pryor, Stanley Matthews, Mark. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the top of Matt Heath as well. Ramon Nunez. Never heard of him, says Johnny the Frog. Yeah. Quite excited when we signed him. Very excited, actually. A really tricky player. Had scored 2 in, I think, the League Cup game or FA Cup game against Northampton or something. Scored 2, scored a banger. Really good player. Low centre of gravity. But again, it reminds me a little bit of... It goes to show where we are now, basically, and where we once were. Like,
are we 3 for 3 on this? Have we got 3 out? This is the 3rd week. Did we get...
Well, you didn't get this week. What are you on about? We kind of got it. You can have it. You can have it for the fact that he's literally like a speck of dust on your screen.
No, he's not. The clues are good.
Is that actually okay sizing as well, if you're honest?
No. Can you crop him down from like the neck and just make his head more blown up next time?
Yeah, maybe. I could, couldn't I? Let's be fair. But I wanted to put his squad number on. I thought that might have helped.
No.
I can barely.
28.
AG, what? AG,
yeah,
what? Are you on a laptop,
right.
AG?
We did send him to Scunthorpe on loan. We did. We sent him to Scunthorpe. He scored. I think he scored 5 in 10 or 12 for them. He did really well at Scunthorpe. But yeah, not too good.
On a laptop screen. No joke.
I'm the same. And I can't blow it up. I'm exactly the same. But anyways, anyone who wants seen it before will think that's the most random thing ever. I absolutely love it. That was this week's Matt Heath.
I'm in total disbelief, but who the hell is that in Matt Heath's teeth?
Yeah, I love how you both have a little jive to that. Anyways, moving on. Derby preview. Right then, everybody. 96 likes. Let's get that to 100. There's 110 people in chat. Please smash a like on the stream. I'm going to pull up my team as we discuss.
Do.
Pull up my team. Let's see what you think. This is what I thought, because AG couldn't be asked, or can't be asked in general now, giving us a team anymore. He just.
I can't be asked doing a whole nother show.
So, what I want to say is, boys, I'm pretty sure Sam Byram's injured, which is mental. But I put him in there anyway. But if Byram isn't playing, I think that left back's a decent talking point. Does Goodmanson just play, or does Harrison drop back into fullback? But I think he'll go to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. It's a championship level side. They are a championship side. I think we should beat him regardless of who we put out there. And I've seen a lot of teams, put on Facebook and put on various groups, and Chambers is starting and Harry Gray starting. I don't want to go to that sort of Chadwick. I don't want to see that sort of level of. I don't mind them being on bench and getting 20 minutes. I don't, but I think Ampadu, he didn't play against Scum. I think Ampadu can play. We don't play till next weekend. I think you need your captain in there for a bit of, leadership qualities. I think Darlow comes in. I think Justin has to play it right back based on the fact that, he won't risk Bogle. Bornau comes back in after not playing last game. I think it's Strauch or Beale's got to play, so I'd go with Strauch. Longstaff, again, Adam, I don't know if he'll be fit for this, maybe not, but hopefully he can play there. I think Tanaka will start, Nonto will start. Yeah, I don't know. How close do you think that is, boys?
I think that's before at the back.
I think it will be.
I wouldn't play Ampadu. I'd stick Gruev in there.
You think?
Yeah.
He's played a lot of minutes recently as well, though, hasn't
he? Yeah, I know, but I just start risking Ampadu.
Take the floor, boys. Take the floor.
I think the Metro. I think you want to get in the Metro a game as well from the start.
I think Metro plays a striker and Pirro might play behind him.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he'll have to go forward back, because if he wants to rest players, we haven't got that many centre backs, so he's got to go back to back 4. Hopefully Byram's fit. I'm not sure if he is or not. Longstaff, I'm not sure if he's fit enough to start. So maybe let's Snacker. I think it might be Snacker and Gruev. I think he might rest Ampadu. I think Pro might play 10. I think the Metro will probably start front. I think the wingers are right. I think Justin has to play. Because not many options. The only way Harry Gray, I think, starts, I'd love to see Harry Gray start, but I think we'd have to start 6 or 7 first team players. Like starters, if Harry Gray plays,
he'd have to be 2 up top as well, because
he'd have 3 back.
You've got Metcher and Pirro who aren't starting minutes now. If you bypass both of them to give them minutes to give Harry Gray. I think that'd be a bit wild if I'm honest.
Absolutely. Yeah, you'd have to do a 3-4-1-2 and Perot behind Nemetra and Graham playing, and then you'd have to play three at the backs. And then suddenly Rodon's got to play, or Bajal's got to play as well. So you start. I don't think we've got enough centre backs to play three at the back. So I think then
I agree.
That's why Gray can't play. So yeah, I think you're not far off it, but I think there's a couple of tweaks to it.
He did say, didn't he, boys? But he said, Bossnass, that Byram had a back issue, which is mad because he hadn't been playing. But if Byram is out, then what do you think? Do you think Harrison would play maybe left wing back, or do you think?
I genuinely just if you have to do it, if you have to play Harrison left back, play. I genuinely just don't want him to play. I want to get rest into the players that matter. So whatever, like I said, like AG said, I play a Metro up front. I play Pirro in behind him. I wouldn't even mind if he did play Chambers, to be honest.
Don't sound like you're asked about FA Cup.
I'm kind of in Priestley's boat where I don't really care. I've said I can't be a hypocrite because I have said it's important to give rotational players minutes in games like this. So that's what I'd do. As many first teamers, starting players that you can take them out. As many as you can.
I think within reason. I think we
haven't got many starters in, has it?
I think you still want to win. I think you still want to give the players. I don't see like a completely disjointed performance where everyone looks crap and everyone goes, oh, like Longstaff looks rubbish, and people play. Nonto has one of those games because no one can pass the ball properly, and Nonto's shit set him and all that sort of stuff. I want to give the players at start a bit of a chance as well. I know that's not how it works, but yeah, DCL. Anyone that's like Stack and Bajal, anyone that's come into Premier League fresh this season, they should have the weekend off altogether. DCL should have the weekend off. They shouldn't even be on the bench. Exactly that. DCL should be down in Cornwall having a nice holiday. Well, actually, no, I think there's a storm down there. Go the other way. Go down to Kent. Go on a nice holiday or whatever. Like, yeah, they should be Bajal, Stack, DCL in particular, M3. Should be good Munson as well. Down the left all season. Those four should be nowhere near the squad even. Give them a weekend off.
The problem is a question mark against a few first teamers. So I think it's made us have to play a lot of the fringe players earlier. I mean, let's be fair. A few weeks ago, Bornau don't come in if Rodon don't play. He don't get injured on it. And Bornau, this is probably his first game since Chef Wednesday, really, in terms of any good minutes. But like you say, we stack DCL. There's a few you just can't risk in this game. I think Nonto and Pirro will definitely start. They've surely got to be starting. Pirro isn't shot window. I've seen someone say that. Hopefully, he has a good game.
It's not really a shot window, is it? Like,
well, maybe, but it's game time, and it's. Let's be fair. He don't play. You haven't got that sort of place to show what you can do. I know everyone. It's not gonna. If he scores 3 against Derby, no one's gonna go, "Ooh, he's worth X amount because he played against Derby." I get what you mean, but for him, confidence. If he wants to score 3 and then get sold on Monday morning to Coventry, he's going in. A bit of a spring in his step more than he would have been not playing. So I think there's something for him personally. But I get what you mean. It is only Derby at the end of the day. But
I mean, Pirro's on borrowed time. I don't think there's any other outcome than Pirro being on good time. Like I say, how many players can you register for a match day squad, or your squad in the year? It's at 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to. I know it's difficult sometimes because we do have connections to these players, but there is going to be some uncomfortable goodbyes, and there's going to need to be for squad development and consolidation in the Premier League. So it's kind of an extended goodbye for Pirro at the minute. I think you probably see the same with Gruev. I'm out there. I'll say it. So yeah,
Gruev's found a little bit of a niche for himself, hasn't he? When he's not playing that DM role, like he's playing with Ampadu, he's playing like Stack. He's playing a little bit more advanced, not quite like Stack, obviously, and he's just able to use his legs, track players. He was all over Bruno in that first half hour as well. I thought Gruev was decent against Newcastle.
Yeah, this is what I mean, but it's all right, like having decent players, but he's talking about the ambition of the club.
100%.
Where do we want to go? It's difficult when a player's not shit and they actually do good things. It's very difficult to say, but they need to go. But there needs to be a transition from where we are now.
Absolutely. I'm not one of those go, oh, Graz had a couple of good games. We should start him or he deserves a chance. Or don't change your winning side. Any of that nonsense. Just pick the best team to win that game of football every single time. That's what absolutely 100%. But what he has done has been better than I thought he was going to be, actually. And I think, I say, by playing free midfield, giving him a better chance of being a better footballer, because it's not relying on him as his technical ability on the ball anymore, because his technical ability isn't great. And as soon as his first receiver there, he comes unstuck. Like I'd love to see Roger just said, I think, about why not play a back three. The only reason not play a back three for me is we haven't got enough centre backs to play a back three.
I agree.
To rest players. And I'd love to see, I don't mind a two in midfield and then Tanaka being first receiver. Let Tanaka dictate the pace of the game like he did in Championship brilliantly last season. Let him be that player again. I'd love to see that on Sunday. And
I know it works in that. And I know having a three at the back doesn't make you, defensive as such. But I just think the 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 it worked in that Championship. I think the players we've got are good enough to play with four at the back. I don't think we're going to have too much pressure. Maybe I'm ruling Derby off a bit too much. They'll be up for it. I'm sure they'll play a full strength side. So, and if we make too many changes, boys, we know what Leeds United can do in FA Cup. We can get out straight away at the first hurdle. But
I am
Bossnass. I am.
You are.
I am bothered. Yeah, I am bothered.
I think it's for me. You either want on one side of the thing, two sides of the fence, and it's either I'm really bothered about the FA Cup. It's a historic, traditional cup, and we should try and win it. I know you're like that, but on the other side of the coin, there is that. Do we need the extra games? Yes, if you're going to just play rotational players, but how long can you do that? If you get through this round and then you get through the fourth round, it becomes a point where the fan base expects you to play your strongest 11 when you get, and then does it become a problem for you? Are you stretching yourself with a squad? I am saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is it does cause problems.
I think we can rotate and beat Derby tomorrow. I don't think that's important. I think they can rotate enough players, which is a starting point for me. I think I want to win the game. I want good performance for players that come in. I want match time. But absolutely, the problem could be in 3 or 4 rounds' time, whatever that means, 2 rounds, whatever it is, and suddenly West Ham are closed the gap to 2 points, and we got a massive game away at I don't know, whoever, or a chance to go through against, say against Coventry, and Fark has to pick a worse team than he does on Sunday because the Premier League's bigger, and the people might just have to accept that, and that's the thing that might come. People will take the better side. You might have to pick a worse side.
Right, I'm thinking though. With FA Cup, it usually falls on a weekend, so it's not like we're playing an FA Cup tie on a Thursday.
I think they start playing. I think in a couple of rounds they start playing midweek games. I think.
I think Derby, you need to go win that. We've just disappointingly lost at Newcastle, although I don't think that hampers the season. I think then you go to Derby and poor performance and you lose that. Then your fringe players haven't shown up. I mean, if we get beat by Derby, we've underperformed for me 100%, and that means your Tanakas and Nonto. If they're playing and they look poor, for the squad, I don't think it's a good look to go to Derby and get beat. And I'll be honest with you, boss, that's what you're saying. In a couple of rounds' time, if you're still in after 2 or 3 wins in FA Cup, all of a sudden you start looking and thinking a trip to Wembley's on cards, which is brilliant for fan base and brilliant for momentum for me.
But that's what I think we can't think.
Why not? If we're West Ham, I agree with you. If we're West Ham, but we're 8 points above West Ham.
Yeah, no. But I mean, and that absolutely, and that's fine now. And if we're 10 or 11, 8 points ahead of West Ham at the stage, no problem at all. If there's suddenly 3 points behind us and we've got a midweek fixture of a last 16 game, whatever it may be, I'm not sure they definitely do midweek, and we've got a big game Saturday, I think he has to probably play a worse team than he does Sunday. Yeah. So I think every game has got to be treated horse courses, situational for the and the bigger picture is the most important part.
Yeah, it can just cause you situations. Say, for instance, if it's an FA Cup weekend and we're still in it, right, and we're carrying some players that have got knocks, but it's got in the later rounds, the fan base expect a half decent team or whatever, and then you get injuries from that, and the team that you're in the relegation kind of dog scrap with have had a week off and they've got players back. Do you know what I'm saying? It can just, but at the same time, some people won't care. Some people will say, the Premier League is the main priority. I don't care about the FA Cup. There's other people on the side of it, like you, Matty, which is if Leeds United are playing a game of football, we do our best to win it. And then there's people in the middle. So,
I was speaking to a Newcastle fan today, like I say earlier. One of my son's mates, his dad's a Newcastle fan. Speaking to him at school gates today. I've been trying to avoid him. He pulled me on that first. You try to avoid me. I had a bit of a laugh about that, but he was talking about FA Cup. And he's not bothered about FA Cup. And I'm looking at Newcastle thinking, you could win FA Cup. Like you're not in risk of going down. You're sixth, yeah, but it's all about getting the Champions League. Well, win FA Cup, then getting it Europe. Like, at what point does the FA Cup get the respect it deserves? You know, and that's where I'm at with it, boys. That's where I am.
The FA Cup is a big trophy for teams between 8th and 13th. Because realistically, they're in that bracket where they probably won't get Europe. Well, 9th and 13th, and they're not in danger of getting relegated, and it's a real good opportunity to go out there and win the cup.
Is that though?
But it's because anybody above that are concentrating on the Premier League and Champions League, and then anyone below that are kind of concentrating on just
I get that. But the most historic sort of
trophy
competition in world football is now deemed really only teams that should give a shit really are your Palaces and your Brightons and that's shit.
You know what they
Everybody should want to win that.
They can fix that, can't they? That 5th Champions League spot, give it to the FA Cup.
You see, but this isn't a new thing. Like it's been the FA Cup has been looked upon as an inconvenience now for a good few years.
Yeah,
like it is. They've talked about it on TalkSport. People go wild, like especially the older generations who go, "This cup needs more respect on it." It is the traditional big cup in English football. So yeah, but it has lost some of that. It has lost some of that like aura around it. It has become, down the pecking order of priorities for teams.
The further down the pyramid you go, Bossnass, and you'll know this before following you non-league. The bigger it is, I get that. At the top of the pyramid, it's not as big.
For instance,
I've still got that feeling when it is me. But
at Bridtown, my non-league team, the FA Cup's the biggest games of the year.
Yeah, of course it is.
The biggest crowds of the year.
Of course it is.
Of course, Bob's quite right about that. You play 3, 4, 5 games. You can, and a couple of home games in there. You can pay for Gudmundsson for the whole year. His wages, his fees, everything. So PSR it can make money as well. So there is a balance. But as I say, it's all about the bigger picture. Whatever circumstance you're in on that given week, what the fixtures look like, where you are in the league, and there's a bigger picture to focus on for Leeds United. Like I don't think DCL should play in a FA Cup game this season, for example, unless somebody
no. Get to an FA Cup quarter final, DCL's playing.
Of course, yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with that as well. But I think I say you're right. But if West Ham are 2 points below us, I think we'll see. Quarterfinals different. Any rounds before that. But I know I'm sort of contradicting myself there, really. But absolutely.
I know what you're saying, mate. I mean, if we were not 8 points clear, maybe I wouldn't be as. But then again, I think I would. I think if we were in West Ham's position, I'd still be saying go beat Derby. But
this is the way I think Daniel Farke would look at it, being the kind of guy that he is. If Opta did predictions percentage of the probability of Leeds winning the FA Cup, it's probably lower than 5%.
Yeah.
So how much of your resources do you want to allocate to try to chase that 5%?
But flip it around. Opta have actually put a ratio out of relegation, sort of stats, and we're 6% to go down. And that's still with an FA Cup game to play. That's still knowing that we've got FA Cup games to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if we beat Derby, that 6% don't rise to 20%
no,
right now.
But what I'm saying, but on the opposite side of that, when we did it, the bottom 3, I think our chances of going down something daft like 46% or even higher than that.
Yeah.
Until we went on that run.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like I'll go out and beat Derby, and then we'll have a chat about that.
That's it. Beat Derby, then assess it. I get that 100%.
Absolutely. I say it's the bigger picture on every single game week. That's the most important part. The biggest part of that, 99% of that is staying in the Premier League.
Could you imagine? And this is the other end of it. Leeds versus Man United FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium. All of us there. Wow.
Mad, isn't it? Yeah. Be unreal, mate. Be absolutely unreal. Anybody at Wembley, mate. Just to watch Leeds win something, it'd be class, wouldn't it? But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of bite there with Derby, more them to us. Do you want to give them a hiding, or do you just genuinely not give a shit?
Derby do not come up on my radar. If it's true that Lampard had one of his players, and I don't know if this is true, but wasn't there a rumour that someone took a shit on the dressing room floor?
Yeah.
If that's true, then that probably does deserve generational hate. But
imagine if it was Jadon Bogle. Imagine if it was Bogle when he played for them and he did it.
It's just I feel like it's one of those things where, again, like with a Huddersfield, where they're like obsessed, and we really shouldn't be bothered about Derby County.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if we beat them 7-0, on Sunday, that's sweeter beating them 7-0. It would have been beating Barnsley 7-0. I don't care what you say. It is. It would be. It would be class because they knocked us out, and I know it doesn't matter now where they are and we are where we are, but it will be nicer to batter Derby than it would be to batter Shrewsbury.
I'll say this again, and this is no slight on Derby. Well, it is a little bit. The reason why I had so much ill feeling towards that team was the manager and the players and the way they handled themselves. I don't really have any ill feeling towards Derby County as a club.
No, that's fair.
It's
That's
not
fair.
relevant.
And the fans and that, yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Right then, boys, let's wrap it up with Derby with a score prediction. Bossnass, what are you saying? It's hard because you don't know the team, but what's your gut saying? Let us know in chat as well.
I think they'll get a goal because it's the FA Cup. I'll say 3-1 Leeds.
Yep.
I think if we can stop Paolo Wanchope from scoring.
Adam, I'm really, really concerned about trying to score past Mark Poom.
Yeah, mate, I know, yeah.
What guy, Mark Poom?
Dean Sturridge in behind, yeah. I mean, Derby
hell.
has my name. Not many, apparently.
Well,
Proper old ones as well.
Yeah. Fucking Mark Poom, what a keeper.
I remember watching the Derby game, the FA Cup game, when I was like growing up. I think we were in the green and black kit. Do you remember that? Pride Park? Old Pride? No, it wouldn't be Pride Park. Anyway, who cares? Anyway, 2-0 Leeds.
I'm going to go 4-1. 4-0 Leeds. 4-0. We don't concede. Yeah, we don't concede. 4-0.
Baseball round. Yes, that's the one.
That is the one. Right then. Yeah, I go 4-0. A bit of an hammering. And moving on now to the last part of the show. Stad chat. First one, Salty Dog earlier. Are you at Derby? Would love to meet you. Yes, mate. I am there with my little video. His first away day, going with the Garth White as usual on the coach. If you see me amongst the 6,500, come and say hi, mate. That'd be great. Crazy. Perry should be dropped for Darlow. He just isn't good enough. Looked very shaky. Yeah, we touched on that. I brought this one up as well because he actually thinks he'll come good. Does all these at WeTV. Perry had a bad game against Newcastle, but he's not shy. The best option we have and will come good very quickly. Agree, disagree? Disagree.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Best option we've got maybe a million miles off, but the fact that we're in the conversation that Darlow may be as good is bad for Leeds.
The fact that we're having conversations about the goalkeeper again this early into a season means that we should be having a conversation about the scouting department. That's what it means.
Yeah. He's got to be better than he has been. Whether it's Darlow or whoever else, we need a better. If he doesn't get any better, we need a better keeper. That's it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I disagree with this point from Toz. We look a better side when we are playing 90 mile an hour in Cosy Chaos. I think we need to play with tempo, but I don't think we look better against Newcastle. I enjoyed the game more, but I think we've had games this season where we've played really good with high tempo, but still look better at the back. I think defensively we look wide open at times. You know what I mean? But I think on the ball it was exciting. But did we play better in that sort of way? I'm not sure.
I think chaos is important for the way we attack. I think that's the way we can unlock sides, getting forward quickly. Newcastle attack quicker than anyone else in the league, pretty much, and that's what. So when we're going forward, we commit body forward, they commit body forward. That's why it's a basketball game. So I think you're right, but I think the Newcastle game is a little bit of an anomaly because they did exactly what we do or try to do when we're good. So I'd much rather chaos for us scoring goals, definitely.
I think with the Newcastle game, the problem. Well, it wasn't a problem. What happened was a team attacked and committed too many people forward, which left a huge gap for the other team to attack into. And then they did the same, and it just continued on this cycle of committing too many people forward and then the other team getting the ball. It's very difficult when you see oceans of space in front of you to not attack it. So it just kind of kept going on that cycle. But yeah, I agree to attack with tempo, attack with vigor, attack the wide spaces, create overloads. But I don't think you need to do that by leaving yourself totally exposed all the time.
No, I agree. Fraser says, Farkas subs are poop. I'm sorry, why bring in Okafor when Ramazani is the same? Great going forward, but loses a ball, and he took Stack off to bring Okafor. So we know the last bit, we've sort of touched on that. His subs are poop. We've said that in the past. Been getting stick for him being late. I do think in this run of seven games, I think his in-game management has improved. I think there's been games where we've given credit for that, and I think he deserves it. Do you agree that bringing Okafor in was a poor decision when we had Ramazani there? Because you'd have to hope Okafor is better than Ramazani. Has he shown it? It's hard to say because we've only seen Ramazani at Championship level. Where's your thoughts on his subs and whether Okafor should have come in the first place? What do you think, boys?
I think, talking about Okafor, I think as said last week, he's got to find an end product. Like, he's he's one of the better players I've seen at least for a long time, beating a man. He's really good at getting past people. He's really good at getting himself into good positions. Better than Ramazani in that, definitely. Yeah. But actually, Ramazani had more end product than Okafor does at the moment. Like, he's got in so many good positions and found end product very rarely. The Ramazani, I mean, Farch didn't fancy him, did he? So, like, yeah, whatever. I think Ramazani is a really good footballer, but he needs to show it as well.
Yeah, I agree with AJ. Okafor needs to find a better end product. He needs to be, finding that final ball which creates, opportunities and chances. He does it sometimes. It's just not on a consistent enough basis. On the Ramazani thing, I don't know. Like, Valencia wanting to cancel his loan. I don't understand. There's a problem with Ramazani that none of us see. There is a problem with Ramazani that none of us
Maybe
see.
Farker has, and that's why I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But there's something beneath the surface that as fans that we don't get to see, because he was touted as a big talent coming through Man United. Didn't do nothing. Again at Leeds, Farker saw something none of us have seen, and again he's gone to Valencia and he can't even get into a poor Valencia team. So there is something under the surface. So for me, Okafor's better just on the basis that he's a reliable person to have.
I think Ramazani, I wanted to find his level. I wanted to get a loan to the right level where we can really impact a squad and impact a league. Championship, at the right club in the Championship now, he'd be pulling up trees. The Championship's really quite poor at the moment. He'd be a really strong player.
When you look at, and this is not a slight on Joffrey, when you look at what Joffrey's doing at Hull, I just think if Ramazani had a run of games that are, a side in and amongst the playoffs and didn't have any, I think he'd tear it up.
If Ramazani was at Ipswich, everyone would be saying he's best winger in that league. There might be an attitude issue, etc. But of course, when you're flying and the best player in the team and getting selected every week, it sort of goes away, of course, as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's what he needs next, is to go to a place where he's the main man and then see where he goes from there.
Yeah, 100%. Let's make this one quick. Last couple. Do you think there'll be new faces? Let's say, will there be new faces? Give us a number of how many. I say yes, and I say 2. What are you saying, boys?
Well, I did an edit earlier. So Graham Smith said in the edit, I told you already. Have you seen it Inside Edinburgh? Yeah. No. He said, didn't he? I spoke to Chris Sins as well, but he said that 1 or 2, but maybe none. But they were always going to say maybe none because they're managing expectation. Blah blah blah. It's a bit silly, But I think if they've got anything about them, they'll take the opportunity and get 2 in. I think.
I think they'll get a centre back. But the guy that they was looking at from Berlin, I think Aston Villa's entered the race now, so I wouldn't expect to get that one.
Fedorki. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get. But yeah, and Bob Young, the last one to end the show. Hi, Matty. He mentions this quite a lot, does Bob? And Bob, I'm starting to change my tune a little bit after watching West Ham with my own very eyes. Do you still think 36 points isn't enough? Can you see West Ham get another 22, 4 more wins and a draw for us and job done? I don't. Thing is, because I've been saying, lads, because it's West Ham, it means we have to get more points because at some point it's going to click. I just aren't sure West Ham are going to get at least 3/4 wins more than what we get. But I still would suggest we need high 30s, yeah. I said 40 all season, and maybe it doesn't need to be 40, no. But I don't think we stay up with 34, 35. I don't think it's a guarantee. So maybe 30, 37 instead of 38, Bob. But what do you guys think? Are West Ham done for you, boys?
I can't say that yet. I just feel like West Ham have a run in them at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if they rolled the dice again with the manager again. That more likely to not work out than actually work out. But I can't write them off yet. I think you'd have to be naive to write them off just yet, especially before the window's closed. So no, I think 38 sees you stay up this year.
It could be a bit less, but yeah, that's what you'd be striving for, Bossnass.
Yeah.
Right then.
Sorry, I think Forest to get more than 40 points. I think that's guaranteed. So then you're only talking about West Ham, and I think West Ham they've got a couple of really hit and miss strikers. I think that's not great recruitment. I think they're still in his centre back, probably in centre midfielder. I mean, they got Igor Julio doesn't get a look in. Magassa's come in and been very hit and miss. I think Souček can't run anymore. Freddie Potts is young. Irving, I don't know. I think But
Just
what
let
I
the-
would say is if there's a lot left in January, and I wouldn't surprise if they spent another 60, 70 million this window.
But I back up and get it wrong. For me, they've just got rid of Callum Wilson on a free and brought in 2 strikers at 40 odd million. That's worse than Callum Wilson for me.
Yeah.
For this season, maybe not long term with them being younger, but right now, I think Callum Wilson scores more goals than
Callum Wilson's a really good, still a very good Premier League striker. Yeah, they look better with him in the side.
I want us to sign him. I want us to sign Callum Wilson as backup.
So do I. So do I.
want to
Yeah,
sign
so
Absolutely.
do I.
backup.
Yeah, so do I.
Brilliant. That's
Absolutely.
great. Clean sweep. We will end on that. Right then, boys. Anything else to say before we get off?
Hype. Give us some hype points.
Give us
Yeah.
some hype points.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like and stuff.
Bossnass,
Like-
am I allowed to say go over to Planet Leeds tonight? Or
No,
not?
you're not. I'll
Okay,
let
I
you
won't say
know
it.
when you're allowed to say that again.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's a channel I can't speak of at the minute. But yeah, when it gets going again, we'll speak about it. Right then, boys. Adam, thank you so much for your thoughts and feelings and the rest of it. Thank you so much. Bossnass, thank you. Everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the membership donation by Bill as well. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in, watched, liked, commented. Love you all the bits. I'm going 4-0. That's what we're going to end on. We all want to sign Callum Wilson because he's going to keep us up. I'd just like to say stuff. Look at AG's face. Right then, everybody. Love you all. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in next Friday for a bit more fun and games from us lot. Good night.